All right, what is going on, everyone? We're here live on Speedgaming 3, and we have What the Hell's Happened versus VidyaJames, the Battle of Canada, some might say.
I mean, I guess you could say that. Like, there's only so many Canadians left.
That's true. That's true.
Like, I
And-
mean, you're not there, so
Yeah, no, I'm out. So that's one of us out.
tight.
But anyway, I'm Zephyr. This is Dubu Decker.
Hello, thank you.
Decker for short.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
You know, it's great for everyone to be here. You know.
Yeah, that's true. So, what are we starting with here?
Okay, so we have a Zora Sapphire start with one of the stones,
Okay.
and is that
Looks like
Requiem?
Requiem. Looks like Requiem.
that looks like Requiem start. So with SGL settings, you also have to start with the light medallion, but that is forced Baron on the whatever dungeon it rolls as.
Right.
So you don't have to do anything with the light medallion. And the requirements are the 3 spiritual stones, and then the shadow and the spirit medallion, which is
Right.
for the light arrow cutscene. And that gives you the item. That ends up being the boss key. And Ganon's castle access is with the 3 stones, and that opens up the bridge.
Yeah, so that gets into like a lot of really weird stuff later in the seed. Kind of depends what order you find your items, whether you actually get access to Ganon's castle. We'll probably get into that at some point with the hints,
Yeah.
but it's a bit tricky to explain, and I think about half of us here definitely still don't understand it. So
It's definitely some quirks, some complex knowledge to know with the hints. And especially with how it works with like the boss and the bridge conditions being different, but looks like we're going and we're off. So we have Requiem start.
Yeah.
So it was Requiem.
yeah.
Couldn't really tell, but we're gonna go and check the song out at Requiem and get a hint here, see what's up on the arch.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of small, very specific things you get out of the way quickly. There's a couple of checks. A hint's really nice. Gives you some direction early.
Looks like a big chest up on the hand there.
Yes.
Quickly peek that.
Yeah, so you can see it from the ground if it's a big chest on its chest size and textures match contents.
Yep. One of
Is
the
that-
best settings.
Yeah. So that Frogs is dead. Frogs 2.
That looks like a hook shot over there, actually.
Okay, so we're off to a start. This is definitely a start.
That
yeah.
is definitely a hook shot up
Yeah,
there.
okay.
Yeah, okay. So this is definitely interesting because the only way to get that is you have to get a bean as child and plant that there.
Yeah.
And that can be
Awkward.
very strange sometimes, trying to just get river access as child.
Did also pick ZL up there with the
You get
Colossus
CL
as
there,
well.
which is huge. We got Fountain, Goron City, Domain, and I think there was a DMT or DMC?
Yeah, DMT.
DMT Baron. So with the SGL settings, it is forced that these 4 stones right at Temple of Time are actually Baron. They're Baron hints. It's I don't know, a nice quality of life. Like some people disagree, some people really enjoy it. I think for the settings that we play with SGL, it
Yeah.
makes sense. It does help
Yeah, I think
to
so.
speed up the seeds. Knowing that information off the start, and that like cuts out 4 locations.
Yeah, it definitely like stops you clearing something that, and then finding it later.
Yeah.
And you've just wasted like 5-10 minutes.
Because no one's ever done that, right?
Yeah, definitely
You've
not.
never done a dungeon that may have not have been required at all, and then find the Baron hint shortly
Yeah.
after.
So we've already got a divergence as well. So Jamie has gone for a very specific kind of opener that people tend to do.
Yep.
A lot of people will do some form of Zora's River. It's either Kakariko Village, like what the hell's this gone to, into River, or if you dip into Ganon's, outside Ganon's castle before doing River, you set the time of day to night, you do all of the River, you go back down the river, and now it's daytime for Kakariko. So
Yeah, and I feel conflicted now because I like the river play.
I
but
usually
Jamie
do.
is a Maple Leafs fan, so I'm like, yo, Pog, he's doing river early, but I'm like, I
you
don't
really
like
just say
them.
yo pog?
Yeah, I did say yo
okay.
pog.
So like, ordinarily I would be all for river for sure. I don't know if what the hell's usually does river. Okay, that's Bolero.
That's Bolero, nice.
But if he usually does, then I think he's gonna skip it here because they know they probably need a bean for that hook shot. So he's gonna be wanting to go to river his child. So one downside to doing river early is you've just gone up here, done all these checks. If you have to go back here as a child, it's like retreading kind of wasted ground.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of going back over your steps previously, right? But one of the plays, or one of the reasons why people do the play of going river is to get the information.
Yeah.
And you get those 3 hints. We saw there was a Lost Woods Path to Baronade. So we haven't seen actually any of our required dungeons yet.
No, yet.
We haven't seen the rewards. But knowing that's okay, we have to do Jabu at some point.
Yeah.
And that's just good information to have in the back, in your back pocket.
For sure.
Your skull mask is nothing, so that's nice. You don't have to waste time doing that. And
It's a hammer.
hammer really early is
That's good.
that's probably one of the best, well, one of the best things early on, I'd say. Like
That or like a bomb bag.
Yeah, getting some kind of explosives or hammer to do a lot of the explosives checks really opens up your game routing.
Yeah. So I think because we start adult and you kind of want to go to like the Kakariko area, there's a lot of checks there. If you get something like explosives that can help you, maybe not in this seed because you've got Death Mountain Trail and Goron City Baron, but at least sometimes when you get the explosives, you're like, okay, I can go to the trail area, I can do a lot of explosive checks, extend my adult with it. It just gives you like a little bit more tools going into your first child and just kind of streamlines everything going forward.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we'll see this time. I think we'll probably see him going to Dodongo's Cavern as soon as not the light medallion.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd imagine that they're going to check. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so Fire Temple's not required, so the hammer has just got slightly worse.
Yeah.
Spirit and Jabu are the other stones.
I didn't see what the medallions were, but I did see DC was for the water bit. So that's kind of like not really required.
Okay, Shadow and Deku.
Shadow and Deku.
So yeah, Vidya can definitely hear us because he just stopped and paused. We didn't see the medallions, so let's bring it back up.
Yeah, we'll do this one just for you.
That's a claim check. Not the kind of seed for it. With Death Mountain Trail already being barren, you already know your bigger one's going to be dead.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about it. So getting the claim check's kind of just a waste.
Yeah, so there's, along with the hints, we have the 4 barons that we have already seen. We've seen some always hints.
Yep.
That you always get those hints in a seed. They will always be generated. So that would be like Frogs 2, where you have to play all the child songs for them. The Skull Mask check.
Yep.
Where you have to play the Keaton Mask and the Skull Mask. And then Big Goron as well. And that item could be anything from the description all the way up to the claim check. But because we know that DOT is barren, like you said, you don't even need to worry about trying to find that hint for Big Goron.
Yeah.
Because that will never be an item.
Yeah, and honestly, it is kind of cool to find the claim check early, but I would rather it just be barren, because then you don't have to think about trying to get there.
Exactly.
So that was that Nocturne or Storms? It looked like Storms, I think.
I was not paying attention.
It was like purplish.
Okay, so it's one of those two.
Yeah. It's a 50-50. And getting the Bolero song here. That's Saria's. So it's not quite the best one to get here.
I also just missed it, but there was a dual hint on Jamie's side. I think there was a strength upgrade, but I don't know where that was.
I mean, Twitch chat.
Yeah, like, hello?
Hello?
Did anyone pay attention to that?
Any backseat gamers?
Yeah, this is the one time you're at the backseat.
Of many. We'll get there.
Because it is definitely hard when you're seeing both perspectives to
this
try
things you'll
and
end up
catch,
missing for
like,
sure.
What,
Yeah, and you have to think about talking too.
Yeah, right?
So
it's like walking and talking.
Yeah, so here, as you can see, Hells has decided not to do River.
Yep.
So you check the song, he got whichever song it was from the composer grave we'll find out soon from Jamie's side, I assume. Went, played Bolero, got another song quickly that he could easily get. Takes like 5-6 seconds, and now he's gone straight down to child. He's done with adult for now. He'll clean up sort of like the very standard.
And that's generally how like your really early game goes.
Yeah.
Because it's always adult start. So you pretty much always do CAC, maybe throw in river, or you maybe throw in going to TNT if you have bomb bags or explosives or whatever. But you kind of end up around that 8-minute mark, 8 to 10 minutes, and then you're back child. And you just have like so much available as child as like Spear 0 checks with no required items. Needing to like unlock more checks. So that's good. You got bomb choose there, so he's not too far behind with like Jamie having hammer if he decides to go and do some bomb lock checks there.
It's kind of rough to do that though. You know, Death Mountain Trails Baron, Gorn City's Baron. You do have Bolero, but you don't have a way to cross. So the only way you can go up to do anything with your hammer is just walking through Baron regions.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not really worthwhile to be like.
So it storms.
Those storms there, okay.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, like it's not really worthwhile to be going to like Lost Woods as adult. Like, putting a lot of time and not getting any checks for it when.
Yeah, I think you'd really have to be hoping for like some payoff for your first child by doing that, which would probably be the song. But you already have storms.
Yeah, you have storms and VL.
Yeah.
So that's like.
You're done.
Like you're going bottom of the well as soon as you can. That's
within reason, yeah. It's like going to be a good thing to do in your first child.
And especially with getting those choose on the list.
Yeah.
You can get all of bottom of the well cleared out. It's like I don't even know how many checks, but it's like I don't know, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Yeah,
it's about 13 checks, I want to say.
Yeah.
Something like that, but it's very quick to do. So the other thing I was going to say as well, with about trying to clear all of your like child checks, is something that quite a lot of runners talk about in any setting. So one of the settings that's on that isn't always is that Deku Tree is closed, which means you need the Kokiri sword to be able to go in. And that means that, generally speaking, your item pool is pinched a little bit in the start. You tend to have to clear a bit more of your like Sphere 0, your checks that don't require items. You kind of need to clear like a little bit more.
And that's a good point too, because with what we have for Baron, we don't have a Valley Baron.
Yeah, you'll probably see what the hell's do this and then walk back out of Lon Lon. Which I hate.
Even just doing this check. Like, why?
I've done it every seed this tournament so far.
And look at that, you would have saved time.
Yeah, in this seed I would have maybe saved... Actually, no, in this seed I would have saved time if there's no good route out.
Yeah.
Unless I was planning to play Requiem and go Child Spirit, but that's another kettle of fish.
But yeah, so Hells, I guess he's not going to go and do Valley. He's not a Valley
Yeah,
gamer.
so he's not reset yet, so he doesn't know his Child Warp, and that's always valuable to find.
Definitely with, like, starting with Prelude as one of our songs that we always start with. And the spawn is just great.
Like, and now you get Minuet, so you don't need to climb there. Yeah, so if Vidya... I assume this is just going into DC, clearing some of the checks with a hammer.
Just doing it quick.
If he climbs up to go through to the woods, he's gonna get sort of like punished here. Like he's gonna spend quite a bit of time doing that, but the tools to like just shortcut that are all on Child.
Yeah.
So
if
he does it now, it's like that's easily a couple of minutes that he doesn't get back.
It's definitely one of those risks you take.
Yeah.
Because as a child, like you have 2 songs available.
Yeah.
Right away after having done your adult section, and like we started with Requiem, so we get the song there. You get the song at the Windmill. You get the song at Bolero.
Yeah.
And you don't have Minuet out of all of those.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna get it. in child or it's locked like deeper in the seat, right?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of. A lot of people will not want to walk out to SFM just because you said it does take that time.
Yeah.
And if you end up getting wet like that, then it's, you know,
Well,
super
there's
early.
a bomb bag as well. So.
There's a bomb bag. So
And
that is available with the hammer.
Yeah.
And the
so
hammer
it's
was
in,
an open grotto.
Yeah,
river.
so it's in logic right now.
And
So that could be your first bomb bag.
Could be the first logical bomb bag. Could also be our path item. Velocity to the path to Baronade. So then
Yeah, it could be.
that could be either just access into river. Or that
Yeah.
bomb bag actually gets them into river.
Yeah.
Get the beam to get the hook shot.
That's true, and that locks. Hookshot locks. Hookshot and bomb bag are probably your two
Those two, like,
they're your big
combined,
ones.
just get you so much of the seed.
Logically.
Logic, yeah.
Yeah, we can do it without them, but
Yep.
you do need them eventually. Usually.
And we saw that Suns is in ice.
Yeah. We also saw the hint in DC was bigger on, so we already knew it was dead.
Yeah.
Because Trail's barren. But that's just, again, it's like another thing that's not quite working out here. Vidya, like, you dip into the unrequired cavern, just to, you know, see,
Yeah.
like, if you can get, like, a couple things, maybe push your hammer a little bit. You don't get any information from it. You
Yeah,
don't
not
find
really.
any item. And now you're kind of a bit pressured to come up here. It looks like he's forgotten the trail was barren.
I think you might just be doing it for the hints.
Yeah.
Because you're on the
Yeah,
way.
I guess when you're already up here, like
Yeah.
playing Storms just to get that hint is nice. So that was Serenade on Burning Cack?
Yes.
Yes. So,
Yes.
yeah. so another always hint we have in this, usually in other settings when it's like you have to get all your medallions, you'd have the Ocarina of Time hint. For doing all 3 stones. In this one, because we need to do the 3 stones, we have your Forest, Water, Fire medallion, your Burning Kakariko song.
Yep.
It's on an always.
This is interesting.
Not fun.
That Jamie is actually climbing up all the way to DNT
This is,
to get the checks in Crater.
to be honest, I kind of like this. Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
I don't agree with coming up here anyway, but once you've come up the trail, and you're like trying to find some way to push that hammer,
Like you're kind of committed.
you can't go. So the normal way you would go into Crater would be go into Goron City, do Link the Goron to open the door and go through. You don't have the strength, you don't have a bow, you don't have bombs. You can't do Link the Goron.
Yeah.
Your only way in is through the top,
Yeah.
and it's terrible. But you have hammer, you have ZL.
This
There's a
is-
couple of checks in here.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I will say that much.
It's definitely a play.
So that was a bow.
That was a bow.
This is, I mean, Child's being good today. That's
Child
the
is-
Forest Storms.
Yeah, that was the Eerie Forest Storms Grotto.
Hyrule Castle dead hint here is at least something.
I think that OTC area is also done.
Yeah.
Both those.
So we want to see Vidya do something cool here.
Oh.
It's kind of tricky because you do have to like mash quickly.
Yeah.
Ordinarily you can't get back across this way without breaking that boulder or having hover boots to hover across. But if you are quick enough with the jump slash with your hammer, you can hit it, recoil off and hit it again. And usually fall after that, but you've broken the boulder, so you can do it.
Wet it out, but you've broken it.
It's just a bit tight here. This is unfortunate,
Yeah.
because especially when you've come this far to do it.
Yeah, you're kind of just committed. And
Yeah.
You feel like you need to.
You've got to see what's in that fairy.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got it. He's got it.
He's
And he's
gonna-
gonna die. He's good.
Unfortunately,
He's chilling.
That's in chat.
You know.
But you got to take the risks. you know?
Yeah. I respect keep like still going further instead of like tilting or anything.
Yeah.
And how like just resetting away.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta kind of stick to your guns. I think that's like a
Yeah.
really important thing because as soon as you start to doubt what you've been doing, even if it's not been working out, as soon as you doubt it and you start going back on yourself and then going down a different path,
Yeah.
you've just wasted. Like you're losing to both decisions then.
Yeah, exactly. It's never a fun feeling when you.
Yeah. That's
there
a
was
Goron
a Goron
tunic.
tunic here the entire time. That could have just avoided the timer.
Yeah. I mean, he fell enough times that
But I
he
guess
would
the
have
timer
died.
wasn't. Yeah, the timer
so-
wasn't that big of a deal, but
Yeah.
that's
So-
nice for the unrequired fire.
Dude, you're awful.
Yeah.
At least, like, okay, we're hoping for like one thing here. We want to see something that like really spices up, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Because otherwise, I don't see this check being done. I don't see this check being done by Hells for a while.
Yeah. And like, I don't know why, like, when you would, I don't know, want to clear out Crater with like Goron City not really being, you know, anything.
Probably just to like clear up the couple of checks that are there. Just be
Yeah.
like, I want to get it out of the way, so everything in that area is dead. You don't have to think about it. Just going backwards into Goron City here, so I guess it's kind of following on from the, you know, you keep trying to find something with your item, and you're not getting anything, so you push it further. So now he's going to go into Lost Woods.
Yeah. But he'll get that bomb bag.
Yeah.
And the bow. So he will be getting those items that Hells has already gotten as a child. And there's something that he can use. You know, like, he does have the bow if he wants to go back to CAC to do archery. The bomb bag if he wants to go back to DC, maybe do more of that. But I think
this is loaded. Like
this,
he's just walking.
This field, this child section is just absolutely
he's
insane.
He's just kind of walking into all the items, really. Like fire arrows, magic, bottle.
And it was a big Poe bottle too.
Yeah, so that's like a free check.
That's a free check. That's actually could be the logical way to check big Poes. Although I think it was actually hinted. Now that I remember, I think there was.
Oh, is it? Oh,
I think maybe. I don't know.
Well, did we get the? Did we see the ice cavern hint before? We did, right?
We did see ice cavern. Yeah.
So this is a really nice trick from Vidya's side. It's kind of like something you kind of need to know if you're like wanting to kind of get to the top, I guess.
One of those more like required tricks.
Yeah.
And it's always kind of tough to bring up like the difficulty of a trick.
Yeah.
But that one is definitely one that like after some trial and error, like you can get that pretty much consistently.
Yeah.
And there's loads of setups for it. The way Vidya did that was because normally people will use like bow or
hook shot,
something with a first-person camera, and then line up on a specific spot. This valley, like
So basically, is he just not doing waterfall?
I guess he's just out of there. That's
I guess
that's a call.
Yeah, I mean you can do it later. To be fair, you can do waterfall as adult with no problems. So
yeah, that's true. Might just be planning to save it for later.
Yeah,
or just not do it.
So
Colossus Path to Goma.
Right.
ZL was there, but it can't be hinted as a path item.
Right. Hook shot.
The hook shot, and we haven't seen the fairy fountain yet, so either the hook shot leads to like a slingshot or Kokiri sword somehow, or it's just in the fairy fountain. One of those.
I mean, what you could probably see here, so you've got like Hells already has the bow, just got a strength. It's gonna get a beam, I assume, for the hook shot.
To get that hook shot, yeah.
Got Minuet, you can just warp and go into forest.
And it's forest mid-forest.
It's not required, but...
That was Nocturne actually at Minuet.
Yeah,
on
okay.
Side there, so
that's kind of nice for your child one, at least. So there's that. It means you're almost always going to be able to find the right time of day for Dampe digging.
Yeah.
Because you know you're not going to get Sunsong because that's an ice cavern.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just a quick way to get to the well. So.
Definitely gives him some more options.
Yeah.
When he goes back and starts to find all these other items, and you can go to the bottom of the well. There's, like you said, like 13 checks, super fast. You can get the child CAC stuff done, like chickens. Thank God it's only 3 chickens in SGL, not 7. Even if he was collecting a couple of skulls as well, to get 10 skulls checks, you know.
That
opens up a little bit more. Like it's
neither of them
it's a
tiny
skulls,
right?
Bit of a payoff. Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's done these skulls.
Okay. I kind of hate that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, people have their choice, right? They will choose one or the other.
Yeah.
They'll get skulls. They won't get skulls.
Yeah, because that's also some of the always hints is the 20 and 30 skulls in the house. We did see it, didn't mention it because there was so much going on at the beginning. But you can go into the skull house and talk to the 20 and 30 skull guy, and they'll tell you what item they have.
Yeah.
So the only one that's up in the air is 10 skulls.
Yeah, because 40 and 50 are
And
disabled.
40 and 50 are turned off.
We want to be fast.
We want to go fast.
Yeah. I really want to go fast. And it doesn't mean I've gone fast.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I could want to go fast.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I do go fast.
So, Vidya going tiled with nighttime, he's not going to get the choose.
No, he's not. But he's got the bomb
But
bag.
he has the bomb bag, and he gets
Oh my
to do
God,
Richard
another
the Dog,
big chest.
and he gets to do Bomb 2 Bowling. So that's another bow.
The bean in lake leads to hook shot and something else. So hook shot, there's a hook shot on top of the lab.
Okay.
So you need to get 2 beans.
You could
No,
just
you-
get one.
you
'cause
could- yeah, you could actually
get,
just get one.
You can get
Yeah,
one.
that's fair.
Plant it on one of them.
Yeah.
And then plant it at Requiem.
Planet
Because that's the
Requiem.
required one.
You get
and
the
then
hook
get
shot.
the other one.
And then, yeah, because we have free Scarecrow as well. So you don't have to worry about setting up Scarecrow.
Yeah.
But that's actually kind of crazy that both of those hook shots
Yeah.
are like peekable or hinted. So it's like you know where your long shot is immediately. But like
That
then
was
again, it's like
Jabu's path to Bongo Bongo.
Jabu's path to Bongo.
Yeah, so here we're seeing he's actually going to get the choose because he's passing time of day by reading the hints. He already
Yes.
knows that the Castle Fairy is dead, so he's not going to be checking that. He's just here for the hints.
This is definitely a good play. Like I like to do this play if you're doing template or time of day
Graveyard Twin Rover,
and graveyard twin Rova. Okay.
which had storms
Yes.
and nothing else yet.
Yes.
And then
So he actually is getting 2 beans.
yeah, I guess.
I mean, okay, that's fair, I suppose.
Who is this guy? A top runner?
Yeah, what the hell is happening here?
So that's interesting though, because Forest Storms was a bow, right?
Ganon Castle Path
Oh,
Bomb?
in Ganon's path. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, that's different. That's more interesting, I think, actually.
Yeah, it,
Was Forest Storms the bow that we saw on Hellside?
yes. The Weird Forest Storms.
But we already know that that's not the path. That's not why Graveyard's Path to Bongo, because we've just seen a bow that's on Richard the Dog.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why Vidya's has come from.
Okay, so there's
He's
something
not done Bomb 2
else?
Bowling because he didn't have the rupees, I guess.
Oh, yeah, he might have been, a little short on rupees.
It's not too bad, because you can just come back,
Yeah.
unless he's going to farm them here.
So yeah, so the storms leading to the bow, that's not going to be the path. Like you said,
It's
we saw
gonna,
one.
it's
But
like
we also
90%
have-
the well.
Yeah, we have bottom of the well. There is still other checks
Frogs
in
won.
graveyard as well. We saw
Oh,
that on
right.
Hell's side.
Oh, is he
Frogs won,
literally
that
just
was
done
nothing,
it?
Yeah,
Okay. I was thinking like, oh, he's about to go do it.
gets the hammer there.
Yep.
It's all right. But yeah, I guess there's a couple more checks in graveyard
Yep.
because you have the Sun Song check for the chest where it spawns when you play Sun Song.
Yeah, which is an awful one in the seed because you
Yeah,
have
because
it's coming.
it's really nice. Oh,
Oh.
okay,
Oh.
that is nice.
So the onus is now on Hells to do Bomb 2 Bowling because he didn't have a bomb bag while he was there.
Yeah,
It's not like a bad one for him to do. He starts to do Night Market,
yeah, hasn't done Richard yet.
but there is a world that he doesn't root the rupees for it. And
Yeah.
then you're like, okay, when does he go back?
Exactly, yeah.
So-
that is definitely a tough one to, like, easy enough to route it out, you know, like you're routing and you just forget about it. And
Yeah.
like you said, like the money, like sometimes you just don't have the money to do it.
Yeah, and sometimes with a check like that, you kind of just have to look at it and go, well, if I don't get it now, I'm never getting it. I guess if it's
Yeah.
required, I just lose.
Yeah, and especially because, like,
I don't feel like he's that kind of player, though, but
I don't think so. But that definitely is something that you could do in this seed.
yeah.
Because I guess you have both Deku and Jabu, so like you will be back child at some point.
Yeah, maybe we don't speculate on it until he goes back adult.
Yeah, true.
Because then we're like,
And
okay,
then,
but when?
Like we're just like going down the rabbit hole of like, well, he could do this, and then he just goes
Yeah,
and does the check and
it's-
gets sprang.
I guess it could be worse the other way around. So if that had been the letter rather than the rang,
Yeah.
you're then just like, because sometimes you'll be adults being like, I will wait till I get the, you know, the rang before I go child to do it. So Vidya getting the bean hint there for the leak, nodding his head like, yep.
He's like, yep.
I need beans.
Like
Beans.
that's gonna be a good one. And he just got his first strength from that. He's got to double check it. Sometimes the dual hints are a little confusing because there's 2 for Lake, where it's.
I have to reread some of them like several times.
Yeah.
Because I forget which way around they are.
Yeah, and because like Lake, you have a dual hint for the fishing rewards
Yeah,
as child
yeah,
as
yeah.
adult. That one is confusing as hell.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
like, wait, is it adult fishing first
Or
child fishing first?
Yeah.
And then
At least like others, you can kind of be like, hey, it's 2 checks where you go to one first.
Yeah.
Like Child Spirit.
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
You
That'd
have
be
one
like,
check, then the next check.
yeah.
The
And then
worst
for the
one,
bean, it's like the first one you ride up the
Yeah.
bean, and the next one you go across.
I think the worst one for me is the Saria song dual hint.
Yeah.
Is it Darunia and then Skull Kid? It's like a music-loving Goron and a kid or something.
You know what? I don't even know.
But
I'd have to see
every
it.
time it comes up, I don't read which way around it is.
Yeah.
I just see that there's an item, and I'm like, oh, Skull Kid will be first because you go Lostwoods into Goron
Yeah.
City. So we just had another race finish.
Yeah. That
Over
was-
on SGL.
I think that was on main.
On
Speedgaming,
SGL
yeah.
main, yeah.
That was
Speedgaming.
Martin and Mario were playing. Oh, wait, it's not a hook shot. That looked like.
I think
he
thought it was a hook too.
Oh.
This is okay because water's not required, so you don't need the long shot.
That's true, but
He's okay. He's having a moment.
he's
Well-
having a time. Dude, that looked so much like a hook shot.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
I would not
Okay.
have guessed that was a Kokiri sword. I wonder
Well,
if Jamie thinks the same too.
I hope so.
That would be really interesting.
I want to see the pop
Oh.
off. Oh.
Okay, we're back. That was. Yeah, so now you actually really need that bean.
Because he didn't plant the lake
He
bean.
didn't plant the lake bean, but he bought it.
Because he'd already been to lake, so he
Yeah.
didn't plant the lake bean.
Because there's no good way, so you're just hiking across the
Yeah,
field.
yeah. Now
to plant the bean.
that's why he's going straight back child. Because it's like, well,
Yeah,
I guess I get owned.
and also he didn't do shoe bowling when he went adult.
Right.
I missed that. He might do it here.
He's
It's
only got
nighttime.
He's got he can get the rupees in night market.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Oh, I guess that's probably why he was standing around in Colossus to wait
Yeah,
for
to do
nighttime.
this. He wasn't entertaining us. He
Yeah,
was
he
being
wasn't.
smart.
He wasn't that mad about it.
Yeah.
So it looks like Jamie is
And it's
doing
still
a save
not-
quit.
it's still not
to
bad
check the
either.
spawn. Yeah.
'Cause it's still a required item.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you come back out and you can get Deku done.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't know there was 5 there.
yeah, there's a 5 in there
Yeah.
in that box. There.
Cool. I'd
Yeah.
usually get the. I
And
get
then
the
there's
20.
10
I usually get the
above.
20, but then sometimes if I needed the 10, I'd get the 10 at the top.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So this is really interesting now.
So you just save quit, got the Sari's song check, which is Minuet.
And he's already done like SFM and
Played?
Lost Woods as adult.
Yeah.
So he just needs.
He's not done Kokiri Forest though.
But he did. Yes, that's right. No, he did. He did.
Did he?
As adult, he did Kokiri Forest. He just didn't do the sword chest because you can't do sword
I
chest.
thought he did. No, I thought he
he's-
went through to Lost Woods and then climbed, went through to Sacred Forest Meadow, got the song, and then played Bolero and then left.
No,
Because that's why he didn't have a bow from the Storm Grotto, right?
I thought he had that bow. That's my bad.
I don't think he did.
Oh, okay.
We'll find out.
Yeah. What do we know?
We'll see who wins.
Yeah. Who knows?
We'll see who's right.
Oh, does Hell's not do the setup?
He's only on 1 heart.
It's not gonna kill him, right? Okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
Wait, that doesn't seem right. Uh oh. He's got to play it legit. This is no.
You see it in his face.
This is horrible. Who thought that this was a good game when they designed it?
It is the 90s, you know.
That's true. This is like your classic.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Carnival.
We're good. We're good. We're good.
Just snipe that in there.
This race is way more entertaining than I thought it would be. Already.
Yeah, right. Like this guy.
I was like, hey, it's great to watch these guys play.
Learn a modern setup. Coming in from the keyboard warrior Alfalfa.
Oh, I mean, there's the running joke, right? Hells just does like boomer strats.
Yeah, that's true.
He's been playing so long, so I mean, I guess that's how you become like one of the goats. You just play.
Just keep playing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So. Yeah. I guess Jamie did.
So I was right.
Yeah,
That's
right.
why I'm in brackets and you're not.
No, that's fair.
That's how it works.
That's
I can
fair.
look at the screen.
Yeah. You can pay attention. I can't.
I mean, there's plenty of time.
You'll remember
for that,
checks, and I won't.
Yeah. So Child Spirit has no keys. So probably won't see anyone go in there.
Yeah,
It's just a double defense.
Yeah.
I don't think either of these
think you
runners really
need
care
it.
that. Yeah.
Like we don't need to do fire. And
Don't need to do water.
Maybe we don't need to do water.
Even then, it's only like one check where you care about your health. You're already on full hearts, and
Yeah.
you'll probably be fine.
Yeah, I would say both these guys are probably pretty comfortable on 4 hearts. Maybe get a 5th so you don't get one shot by a knuckle. But
see, everyone says that. They're like, you should always have 5 hearts or like 9, because that's like the big sort of threshold, right? Knuckles do 4 hearts of damage. It means you can take a hit and survive.
Yeah.
But realistically, when do you ever actually go into those fights on full health?
That's true too.
Every time I'm sat there on like 5 hearts, I go in and I'm on like 3.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I may as well have been on 3 hearts.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, what was the point of getting that extra heart if I'm always going to be... Because you take so much, like, just unintended damage as you're going through. And even intended damage, like a lot of damage strats.
Yeah.
And generally, a lot of things aren't scary in the game anyway for, like, dealing damage to you.
Yeah.
Except for those Iron Knuckles that do 4. But, like, everything else is, like, maybe 1, maybe half. You're like...
Yeah,
fine.
most stuff doesn't... It's kind of like tickles you a little bit.
Yeah. Until you forget, like, how much damage you take from, like, fall damage. And then you like,
just leap
jump
and
off
die?
and you die,
Yeah. Yeah, I've never done that, definitely. I think I've only done that in Deku, actually.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking. Jumping down, like, wait, is this going to kill me? And then I die. So we're seeing the hints around the Deku tree. There was a skull mask, we already seen that. And then Hell's going to go in there, and it's, like...
Good.
Just such a good dungeon to do, like...
Yeah, it'd be better if it was open, but that's just me.
That's
just an opinion. Don't
Oh,
worry
and there was
about
a
it.
hint for the valley strength.
Oh, and now he doesn't need to do the waterfall.
He doesn't have to worry about the waterfall.
True.
That is...
He's a real one.
Yeah. That was the big brain play.
I guess
skip
so.
The waterfall. He just knew that there was a hint.
Yeah, so
Or maybe he did it. Maybe he had the hint, and that's why he left.
Yeah, maybe we're just stupid and can't watch. Yeah. Maybe.
Who knows? Anything could happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, he was going through like a lot of grottos, right?
Yeah.
So
it's
very
definitely
realistic.
possible to have skipped one or us not seeing it.
So we're just grabbing the beans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
So we'll see.
Probably grab the
I
chicken
hate
for
these rocks.
Storms.
So we'll see if he gets 2 beans. And is thinking to go to lake to plant it.
I would think so.
But he might be thinking that that Kokiri sword is a hook shot, like we all thought.
I would still get 2 beans.
Really?
You have, whether or not you think you have to use it, I would still get the second bean, I think. Because, like,
that's fair.
You might be mistaken. You might need the long shot. I mean, I guess, like, if the arch was a hook shot, you could just use it for the lake.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're gonna go down to the lake anyway,
yeah.
It was DMT going to the, was it Fountain Domain? Domain
I've
Barons?
forgotten.
DMT going to the
I'm like, what are you talking about?
the Baron hints. the Baron hints. Yeah.
I do not remember.
It's
I
like,
guess
I
Domain
think
is probably
Domain
Baron because he's not doing it.
Yeah. I thought it was. I was just wondering because he took the chicken.
Yeah. Just using it to fly to the frogs.
I guess, yeah.
They got a wallet, which
Yup.
it's not.
It's okay.
It's not the worst thing, but it's not really required.
See,
in a
if
lot
he
of
told me that you
scenarios.
could just ground jump like that last night,
Oh,
I wouldn't have sat there being like, no, why would I ground jump in Deku Tree?
because I can't ground jump as a child without pulling my sword out.
I did do a ground jump today, in fairness. but- So, looks
Top
like...
8, by the way, right?
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, it looks like Vidya's gonna go climb the Bean and Lake. So this is working out quite nicely.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
I guess
It's not...
either
I'd
he's
say
doing it out of safety, or
Or he knows it's not a hook.
he knows that it's not a hook on
Yeah.
the arch.
Yeah.
So that's good. And he's gonna get these grottos, so he's gonna get his magic.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's gonna be...
is that all that was here? Just magic
There's the strength 2 in the valley.
in the valley, yeah.
And I
see
think there
if
were
he-
fire arrows as well.
So he hasn't done.
Or was that
Kakiri
Kakiri
sword
sword chest?
Yeah. I guess he hasn't done that.
No one needs to do that. But yeah, so he's... I would say he's like a...
Oh, it was
he's still
actually, it was Kokiri Forest. Was foolish.
a...
That can't be right. No, there was a bow there. There was
Right?
fire arrows.
Big Poe ball.
Oh, that's what it was here as well. Yeah, that command has to be wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, because it has like valley and domain. Like yeah, no,
It's so weird, chat having our backs.
Yeah,
What's that
right?
about? Yeah.
that's a first. So I guess we saw Deku,
Uh-huh.
and there was a wallet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, a wallet.
So that is the spirit medallion. That it's not
Required.
It's required, but it's like it's not
Whatever.
like it's not as powerful as like the stones.
Yeah.
In these settings. Also, I guess that we started with a stone already.
Yeah.
So that is we only have 4
Dungeons left.
rewards,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 3 dungeons left.
and we have 3 dungeons left now. Yeah. So with the 4 rewards, we have 5 path hints
Yep.
available to us. So with 4 rewards, from just the start of the game, you'll get, for the most part, a guaranteed path for every
each one.
reward, and then it will fill that 5th one with just a random one. So that could actually be really important because the hints and how they work with the split bridge condition and the boss key
Yeah.
can really give you a lot of info as to where things can be.
Right.
So because
Colossus
Kokiri-
with path as well, right?
yeah, Colossus' path to Goma for the Kokiri sword.
Right.
So
Right.
you could have actually like delayed doing Deku because you're not going to find anything for any of your stone dungeons in there because Kokiri sword would then be path to a stone dungeon, not.
You're right.
Path to
right.
Goma.
Right. I'm with you.
It's very confusing at times, right?
Yeah.
And especially with like playing seeds back to back, it all kind of blends
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. This is where it gets interesting because
So-
you've got that. You have to consider one of the stones is spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit's got some interesting logic with the small keys.
Yeah.
It's very possible that there might be some magic lock stuff in there. We already
Yeah.
have, to be fair, we already have fire as a magic, so it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But that could have interacted with like Din's fire and the fact that Shadow Temple is a shadow medallion and not a stone.
Right.
I don't think we'll see that here.
And we did get a path to Bongo inside Gan's castle.
Yeah.
So that is going to be either
Dins or
Dins
hovers,
or
yeah.
hovers. So then you know that, like, say you find hovers, and it's like, okay, Dins is going to be in Ganon's, and like the hovers could actually be required for something for your stone dungeons.
Yeah,
at that
maybe.
point. But you get to have that a little bit of advanced knowledge of like, okay, I know something is going to be locked in Ganon's, and I'm not going to have to go to Shadow to find like my Mirror Shield for Spirit or like Naruto's letter, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of cuts out parts of the game that you have to worry about becoming available to you.
Yeah.
And can help kind of like cut down the seed in time, but then it's also can be really confusing, and you get hung up on a path, and you're like, why is this path?
Yeah.
And it makes no sense to you, and then you spend too much time trying to think of that, and then you go down the rabbit hole of the hints not working properly.
Yeah, and the further you go down, like, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
Because you're so focused on that, you just start forgetting where other things were.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Not great.
So Hells is waiting for time of day.
Looks like it's for Dampe.
Nightcack skulls and Dampe.
You've got graveyard path. I think doing Dampe makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, that was path to Twin Rova.
Yeah,
and then he can do
it's
this.
Probably the storms.
Yeah.
But you may as well cover your bases.
Yep.
So we've got
we're
Vidya
actually
here going flame storage.
Seeing one of the checks here in graveyard that they left behind.
So you get it? Nice.
Nice. So with that, it's a trick that we have allowed in our rule set.
Yep.
And you can, when you pull a stick out and you light it, when you go to put it away, and it's like on like the last frame of the animation or whatever it's getting put away, if it goes through the torch as you put it away, as long as that torch is still loaded in the room, and you pull your stick out, it will be relit.
Yeah.
So Jamie did a setup there to get into a perfect position so he could pull the stick out while the torch is still loaded.
Yeah.
And then spam side hops through the room, carry that torch or that stick, and then light those. That bypasses needing fire arrows or dins, which they, Kokiri
Hells has it. So.
Yeah. But it is definitely a nice, one of those like sequence breaks where you can kind of break the logic a little bit.
Yeah.
And it can give you like more insight into the seed. Like, say you find magic there, you're like, whoa, and you don't have magic yet.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, this isn't my first magic. There's going to be a way of the hero magic somewhere out there.
You'd hope so.
You would hope so.
Well,
I mean, there would have to be.
Yeah, if
but
there
you
wasn't
care at that point.
If there wasn't, then that would be a problem.
Also, you made it with perfectly 1/4 heart.
Yeah, I was like...
That was a little scary.
A little worrying. Especially, I know there was a restream yesterday where he was against Tanjo, and he had a little bit of trouble with it, so it was nice to see him, like, show it's not like he can't do it.
Yeah.
He can definitely do it. Like, sometimes the best runners will still sometimes you just mess up.
Yeah, exactly. And it can look like the easiest trick in the world, and there's always something that can go wrong a little bit, or things aren't not everything is free, as they say.
Yeah.
So it definitely does take that skill, and like it's awesome to see it all the time. Like you get so used to it, but it does still kind of put that into your thought, like these tricks, these sequence breaks
100%.
or whatever, still take a bit of time and effort into practicing them.
Yeah. So there's a big chest in the water there. So and under the bombs.
Okay. So we'll see.
That's good.
We'll see if Hells knows the optimal bottom of the well routing. This is like okay. So
does that make sense? Graveyard path to Twin Rova.
Yeah. Get your mirror shield. That totally makes sense. That's 100% required.
And he has everything to Spirit now. So when he goes adult.
Yeah, he does.
When he goes to get the hook shot.
True.
So that's nice.
Yeah, when he hikes all the way across field just to go and pick up that hook shot.
Yep.
That's just sitting there on the opposite side of the world.
Yep, that's OTR.
Yeah. Any hikers in chat?
Not like opponents is not in a good spot.
It's got to be
Locked by forest.
Yeah.
You know that. Yeah, so we know that the only outstanding songs left, looking at Vidya's tracker, so you've got Epona's, Suns, and Serenade. Well, we know Suns is in Ice Cavern, and we know Serenade is on AD.
Yeah.
So that means Epona's is either on Forest Medallion, so Forest,
or
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
which is, you know, you're gonna need that hook shot to do spirit. So you can get OT.
Did we get the item that was on a song check?
No.
So which one is that? Oh, that's...
That's the other one.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, we did, yeah.
There are 4 song locations left.
Yes.
And there are 3 songs
There are
remaining.
3 songs.
Yeah.
These... The math adds up there.
Quick, pull out the sheet.
Yeah.
That's why I did not make it other groups.
Yeah. Listen. It's been a rough couple of days.
No, it's... I know. So... I can't remember what I was going to say now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess opponents is probably out of the way. What I think might actually be a good way to do things. This is me personally from Hell's side. Is I would play Requiem. This is when going adult. I would play Requiem. I would reverse through Wasteland. You already know the check stats. That's kind of annoying. But I'd reverse through Wasteland, leave Feroz, win the GTG, and then go down to get the hook shot.
That's an interesting play because all of GTG is
currently
not
out of
available.
logic. Yeah.
But that does.
Where
give
else are you gonna put your Feroz right now?
Yeah. That gives you the option of going there
when you can figure it out.
If you find the logic. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea because you're not gonna do any checks on the way, but it sets you up.
Yeah.
Instead of just back walking across field to get the hook shot.
So I literally just mentioned something along those lines.
Yeah.
I might eat my words. You might end up just doing the ferry and then leaving. And initially I was like, oh, I think Hells will do it because like he has the fire arrows, and then I remembered that Wasteland is dead.
Oh,
but,
I see.
But they could both totally do that.
Wait,
they have
Jamie
magic.
Get the Kokiri sword?
No, I don't think so. I think he warped in and then just started running. Okay.
Maybe you wanted to check the fountain first. And then, another... Wait, no, that was a small chest. I thought it was a big chest in the base.
He's already got the hook anyway, so he like walked for it.
Yeah, I saw him get the hook in Lake and then warped here.
Hiking. Big hiking.
Big hiking.
This is season 4 all over again.
He's going into spirit. Maybe... Wait, does he...
So this is realistic. This is reasonable from his end, kind of. He should know the graveyard's about to turn over, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember where that hint was, but I would have thought he did.
He was the one that got it first.
Right.
It was Castle 2 hint.
Right. So he should know that the well has something for spirit, which when you've got everything else is probably your mirror shield. Or something that leads to mirror shield.
Leads to it, yeah.
It might be that he's a little worried about logic, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, he doesn't have a fire source yet, so maybe he might be thinking...
Yeah. I mean,
like
he can like clear a bunch of spirit and then leave Feroz in here, so it's not too big a deal.
See, I'm just concerned because I didn't see him get the Kokiri sword, so I don't know if he actually knows it's there, even though he looked at it.
He did plant the bean, so he knows something's there.
Oh, okay. So he's just delaying picking that up. He just wants to do this.
You don't need to pick it up until you go, to be fair. Like, I guess it would make sense to, like, get it while you were here.
You would grab it and then go back child to do Deku. Like, even though I said that, there's not going to be anything in Deku.
Yeah.
Aside from maybe later, because we don't have that yet. But I would be thinking of that graveyard path and having storms and having not done bottom of the well yet.
Yeah, I think
I thought
fine.
that was the game plan, was like plant the beans,
go to, like, particularly because he went to Kakariko as well, right?
Yeah.
He got he did the Composer Grave and Dampe Digging, and it's like, cool, that makes sense. So he remembers that Graveyard's path to Bongo.
Yeah.
And then he just, like, didn't go into the well.
Yeah.
Which is,
So I thought it was just
fine.
like a game plan to delay bottom of the well with doing Deku.
Yeah, maybe.
Thing, like,
yeah, I see what you mean.
Get the Kokiri sword, go back child, play Minuet, go and beat Deku, and then
Okay.
Nocturne.
We got the nice time saver there.
Yeah.
It's like something that unless you know it's a thing, you probably just don't notice.
Yeah.
With each of those mirrors, when you push them, if you time it right with the inputs, you can let go of the mirror and not have to push it while it moves. Which means you can just go and open any of the chests or whatever, do something else while it's moving. And it saves like, it's something like 6 seconds a push or something silly.
Oh wow.
It's like, it's a lot for something that seems so minor.
Yeah. And it's funny too because like that's like a rando exclusive.
Yeah.
It's really funny how like with rando coming out and like new things are being discovered.
Yeah.
Because of like some of the changes that have been done just to make it work or
Yeah.
to, like some quality of life stuff. Like we're not gonna see it, or we might actually because he doesn't have the fire arrows, but we might see an Armos push.
Yeah, we might see funky bow mojo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting strats and things that people have come out with over the years. And I think part of it as well is just like the speedrunning, like as long as if it's not more, like if there's something more optimal or like the route is currently like in a completely different direction, you're just not going to see it, right? They're just
Yeah,
gonna go,
exactly.
Oh, this looks cool, I guess.
Like we can jump over King Zora now as adults.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, okay, but who's gonna do that in a speed run? Because you can just clip through the wall.
Yeah.
In like, you know, in like the unrestricted categories, right?
Let's not go there.
I'm just
yeah, no,
saying an
I'm
example,
with you. I'm with you. So, we're closing in on like the hour here, and this seems fairly reasonable for.
Like your progression
Yeah.
that you probably have. Like,
Sorry, I was just like watching what the hell's camera there. It's like he started the back walk across the field, just like shook his head, just like, oh, I can't believe it.
Just not having a good time.
It's just like,
with
really? Like,
you
you're
just
telling
look
me
at
I
his
have
face
to
and he's
do
just
this?
not
Yeah.
impressed.
Oh, I wouldn't be, you know. It's like I have to go. I know he's just like showing off.
Yeah, the
He
reverse
hits his
camera
back
there.
walk, so he gets
Yeah.
the different camera. Oh dear.
So I thought that maybe Jamie was gonna do some bow crap there, but I guess we knew that there's a big chest on the hand here.
Yeah,
it's
so
probably
I
just
think
go
I guess he's just pushing that first.
Yeah,
Which is fair.
yeah, because
He's already got what? He's had 3 keys so far, small keys in spirit. He's got 1 left. He used 1 to climb adult, and then he's used 1 in this door.
he's
So
got 3, yeah.
wow, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
it's fine.
No, it's fine.
It's good.
It's fine.
It's good.
It's all good. So Hell's probably gonna get his hook shot and then go right to spirits. That's just for choose.
Wow.
That is, it's like a blessing and a curse.
So
Because
he's reset with Feroz here. So he's back
okay,
over.
that's nice. Yeah, it's a good strat. But yeah, with SGL specifically, it was devved to put the chews in the big chest.
Big chews.
Big chews.
Big chews. Yeah.
To put the chews in the big chests, which is like, it's nice, but then when you're like 1 item from go mode and you haven't picked up a single chew pack,
Yeah.
now there's 5 big chests that are just gonna bait you.
That's okay though. There's other bait, like there's your second, third
Yeah.
bomb bag, there's your second, third slingshot, second, third bow, gold scale if you don't need it,
Yeah, yeah. No, there is a lot of
red
bait.
coat, blue coat,
Okay,
stone.
Okay, I get it.
So yeah, well, Hells is going into spirit here. Like you can full clear it, makes sense, makes perfect sense. I was actually gonna ask you, the room that Jamie was just in, so the 3 Anubis
Yeah,
and the Beamos.
yeah.
Was it? I know someone. I talked about it with someone, but like I do a thing with if I don't have hollow boots or like dins, I always do the same thing where you like jump around the room so that the last Anubis you kill is like you fall.
You jump into the void.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember if that was with you or not. Or if that was someone else. We were just
I
like, yeah, let's just
normally.
do that.
I don't
But you do
remember.
what Jamie did. Where
Yeah,
you, like,
I
you
normally
do
do
that
what
one
Jamie
first.
does. Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
But if I have the hover boots, I go around. Like,
Yeah,
where the
yeah,
Ethos is,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I assume that's what you. The path
That's what
you
I do
go
without hovers.
without
Yeah,
hovers,
yeah.
I
Because
feel like
I just love the sweet release of death, the void, you know?
just take me.
Like,
Take me away.
because then if you also mess it up, you just jump into the void for nothing. You just reload in the room and it's like, oh.
My favorite part of that is when you do it with hovers, and then you time the roll just right on the last one, and you don't grab the ledge, and you just roll into the wall and then into the void. And it's like, it just looks so silly.
Yeah, so Jamie's set for us here to basically, when he gets mirror shield, he can come back, he can check check that, and he's just gonna go up here and do the one check he can do for the time being.
That is like,
that's fine.
That's like one of the like more impressive things with a lot of runners is like how you utilize FW. Like there's like a whole separate skill ceiling of like how to use FW properly. Yeah. And then there's me, and I'm like, I had FW this entire time. Or like you get magic like so late or so early, and you're not used to it. Yeah. And you're like, man, I could have used FW there. I could have used it here. Like you could save like.
Hey, half the time I'll just stick it in a dungeon and it'll just be there for the rest of the
you just leave it there. You're like, well, I got it. I might as well use it, and then never use it again. That FOMO of not using FW at all. But Jamie's gonna be going back child here. And he didn't get the sword.
Kukuri song. That's rough.
That.
I'm not sure if he forgot to. He just thought he got it and didn't.
Like one of those things where like you're thinking like 4 steps ahead and you forget step 3. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're definitely like focusing on a lot of things.
He's playing Minuet as well, so he's going back to Deku. Unless he did pick it up.
Maybe he does have it, and we all missed it.
I hope
on
so.
The tracker, so.
Yeah, I hope he's got it.
Yeah, me too.
Because otherwise he's just come back.
He's got 0 beans, so he's planted it for sure.
Yeah, no, he definitely planted it.
And we're gonna see. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
That
is that's fair. That's
slight,
fair.
like, you know, okay. You've probably heard of this meme. You know the dog in the room that's on fire?
Oh,
yeah. Just sat there, just like, slight smile. This is fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
It's that kind of vibe, I think, you know?
No, it's definitely...
It's like, okay.
That's definitely rough, but it's definitely not uncommon to do.
Yeah, it's just like a simple slip of the mind.
Like,
and then you're like, okay, that's like 2 minutes.
Where it takes like a couple of steps, right? Yeah. Like, I don't know how many times that I've forgotten to get Requiem on like OOT in like a season 6 or whatever seed, or like a normal standard seed. And it's like, okay, I just did AD for Requiem. I'm gonna go child. I'm gonna warp there. Wait, I didn't warp there. I can't warp there. What am I doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like you get locked out of Spirit and you're like, I gotta go back child to get a small key.
So, did Hells has done the checks in this room, right? In this lobby?
Yes.
And there weren't any of the keys? So this sunblock room has to be a key.
Yes.
Because he has 3 keys right now.
Yeah.
One was in the child climb. One was in the adult climb, which is logically 3 key locked.
Yeah.
So that can't be his 3rd key. It has to be the 4th. So unless I'm wrong, this is a key.
Look at that. This guy, he knows his spirit logic.
Just read a document, bro.
Yeah,
like,
just read for it.
Just look at the words.
I have to pull that document up all the time. And
I don't think it's honestly. I don't think it's that bad, but like it can be tricky to get on top of for sure.
When you find your strength 2 in spirit, you're like,
what does this mean?
How does any of this make sense? Because like you as like a logical person is like, I can't even possibly get here as adult to waste keys, but the game's like, no, you can't. Like it makes no sense to me.
So for the people less familiar with OOTR, all of so with like the standard rule set that we tend to do is all locations reachable. So that means in your adult dungeons where you've got keys, they have to try and make sure that you will be able to complete the dungeon no matter what at some point in the seed. So Hells is not happy. So you need to be able to get all the keys.
He's not going to be happy with these choose.
Yeah, and Spirit's a weird one because it's the only one that you're supposed to do child and adult as like separate parts of the dungeon. but that means that you end up in that situation where, okay, well, you can get over to the back of like a door that's supposed to be a child doll, but you're adult, and you can just use a key on it.
Yeah.
But you can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't get you to the checks that are behind it.
Yeah.
So they have to do a thing where they're like, okay, we have to assume worst case on keys, and that's why everyone says that spirit key logic sucks, because and none of it makes sense. But really, it's basically, okay, if I was like very stupid, where do I put my keys?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it, yeah. And like, it's definitely like one of those skills to have, to be able to like understand that.
Keeping
that
it
key logic.
like having that knowledge just kind of on the fly can be really, really handy in very specific seeds. I do quite like Spirit as a dungeon, to be fair, so that might be part of it.
Oh yeah, a little bias there. That's fair.
Little bias.
Yeah, just a little
Yeah.
cheeky bias.
I stand Spirit Temple. So Hell's has had 4 keys now.
Yep.
And
And
which means there's 1 key left.
It's got to be.
Did we see if it was on the 2 invisible chests, or is it in
Oh,
this
there might
one?
have been one there. I can't remember actually.
One of them was boss key.
Yeah.
This is a key? No, okay.
No, it was one of the invisible ones,
Oh,
or the
okay.
hand, I guess.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Vidya's kept a track of the keys.
Yeah.
I think.
And it's like one of
Which-
those things that like, even if you don't have to go and like get that check to see if that's a key.
No.
As long as you're counting
Yeah.
with what keys you've gotten, and because like we haven't done Child Spirit, but we know with the
it's
dual
dead.
hint that
Yeah,
there's 2
we know
items
there's
there.
no keys there.
So if when Jamie comes back to Spirit and he has a spirit shield, say he just goes up to the top, goes to Monrova, you look at your key count, you're like, I'm missing 1 key, and there's 1 check that I haven't done. Pretty simple that it's just, it's going to be that last small key,
Yeah.
so you don't have to waste your time.
This is like a fairly reasonable lead on Hell's side. I wouldn't say it's like particularly extended.
No.
Massive. Like, there's been like slight bits here and there, like because Jamie went child and had to go back adult to get his sword.
Yeah.
But it's still only like that was only like another couple minutes on it.
Yeah, and we can like look at it right now and be like, well, Jamie doesn't have Deku done, but he's gonna have that done in like 2 minutes here.
Yeah.
And then
I
Hell's
assume he's gonna go well.
Yeah, I assume he's doing the well after this. But then it's gonna be Hell's has Spirit over him, but Jamie's pretty much done all of it. So
Yeah.
he'll be, like another like 2 or 3 minutes, do a completion of Spirit, and then
I like that you're just like Spirit. 2-3 minutes.
yeah,
easy.
it's not a big deal.
It takes like 2-3 minutes to get to Twin Rover.
Nah, it's fine.
And then like another 5.
No.
Because it's Twin Rover.
No,
it's usually not that bad.
Nah,
but-
it's nice and quick. He's got his FW up there, that's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, you're right. I totally forget about like the traveling, and all the in between stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. I think people tend to. Like sometimes you'll hear people who are like, oh, I was only like 10 minutes off. I just had to go, like travel the world
Yeah, just
in 80 days. All in 10 minutes.
I had to travel everywhere just to get to the dungeon that I needed to do.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see the sun skip. Jamie. Let's go.
Just a key point. It's not like Sun S-U-N.
Yes.
It's Sundere.
Yeah.
Just to be like really awkward about it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Because I didn't want to say like the full thing. Because I'm like, I'm gonna butcher that.
Sundeer.
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 That's the Sundeer. That's actually a really cool B1 skip to do in a certain position, and then you just do a side roll, but you have to hit and hold up at one specific frame. And a lot of people, well, I don't really see a lot of people do it because it's like you kind of just waste time because like a lot of people don't have that.
I see it a lot.
Yeah, well, you do it. So you would see it a lot.
Yeah.
But I do feel like people are trying it more and more.
Yeah, I think people are just trying to get those like very tight advantages. So
that
they're like,
small
they're like,
edge.
hey, I can take a game off anyone. Now I just want to take those little,
Yeah,
tighten it up, get those like small seconds in here and there.
it's definitely one of those things where it's like the group of like top runners is just so close.
It's honestly terrifying.
Like anyone can take a game off anyone, really.
Yeah.
And I mean that's kind of just the nature of rando.
Yeah. That's also true.
But with like the execution and like people are better at routing over execution, like that can save you a lot of time. Or people like just getting checks done faster than someone else.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
obviously that's just straight up time save right there. But it's so close with like everyone that's playing. And it's just never like you can never. I feel like you can never, at least because I'm trash. But like I'm never gonna walk into a match and be like I'm gonna win this 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Because there's just like you can't really save for certain. Obviously you got your favorites and whatever, but
Yeah. Yeah, you can say like, oh, I would prefer to play against these people.
yes.
But that like means so little.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to be honest, usually it's just kind of like, hey, I don't have to play against Hells, great.
Yeah.
Like, actually, yesterday while we were waiting for the matches to just about finish up, so we would find out who'd make it late to, like, the last few people into brackets, what the matchups would be. And for like 2 solid hours, Hells was sat there talking to me. He's like, it's gonna be us. It's gonna be us. And I'm like, no.
No.
Don't say that.
I do not want that.
No, it's gonna be us. I can feel it. I'm glad his feeling was wrong,
Yes.
to be honest. Yeah, so Jamie's shaking his head on the fire arrows there. But that's like, you're like an hour in. That's the kind of thing you could have got like half an hour ago, 20 minutes ago. You've literally just been a spirit.
Yeah.
It feels bad.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
guess.
just it's suboptimal. That's the bit. It's not like, oh, this is game ending. It's just like, this is so inefficient.
Yeah, it's like now I'm just spending another, couple of seconds to do like the firelock check in the lobby now.
And like
when
I think,
go back.
like, if there's like anything a lot of runners hate, it's just inefficiency. I feel like there was just a point. I mean, I feel like it probably happened just naturally anyway. There's a point where there were a lot of runners coming out, like people like Goomba, who would just his performance was entirely just like you played decent, but like a lot of it is like, I'm assuming I'm clearing the whole game. How can I do it as efficiently as possible?
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I feel a lot of people kind of adopted that mindset over time. I tend to do that because like you kind of just assume worst case sometimes, and you're like, okay, well,
Yeah.
how do I minimize the like time losses, right?
You're in an area and you're like, it's gonna take me another minute to get this one check.
Yeah.
But like, when will I be back here?
This is a great one. Chickens,
Yes.
terrible check,
Yeah.
but like, when do you come back here?
Exactly. Like
Like,
unless,
you do it now or never.
Yeah.
So.
Like as long as like you can get like
Let's go for the jump.
I love this jump. And then
Oh.
you hit the chicken, which is fine. It'll run off. You can go grab the other one. That's okay. It's not great, but it's okay.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's like for this, like doing chickens, like you're gonna do it when you come to CAC to do like bottom of the well or turn in 10 skulls.
Yeah. All
if
you're
you're
just not
child.
doing it.
But then it's also, do you have the time of day for it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you specifically set up time of day to get Dampé digging.
Yeah.
Because that's at a very specific time, and you don't have suns, and you're like, I guess I'm just not gonna be coming back to do chickens.
It's like Jamie's getting like a little bit of time back here because Hells is doing these like odd checks that
Jamie's already
Jamie did
done,
early doors. He's not gonna get all the time back. Like we were saying, the timing that Jamie did it was kind of risky because it's like, well, if you don't find anything to push, or if like the tools to make this quicker are like elsewhere, then you're gonna lose some time like versus anyone doing it later.
Yeah.
And that's basically what's happened. Like all of the stuff to make it quicker was on child side, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
This is kind of an interesting point in the seed as well, because like we see on Hell's side, like he has Deku done, he's got Spirit done, and his other 2 rewards are Jabu and Shadow. and
Yeah.
you're like,
Where's my letter?
yeah, where's my, like, that's the big thing right now is where is that letter? Because as soon as you get that letter, you're gonna beat Jabu and you're gonna unlock Ganon's castle,
Yeah.
and that has Dinser hovers for you.
Yeah. So we're seeing Hel's going to DC, which, as we know, not required. Jamie did the first 2 checks. Couldn't do any more because only had the hammer. This is probably where something is.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think there's that much open in the seed other than this right now.
and that's like one of the good things about like just
The GTG.
Just how
being
it, like-
locked or
just in general, like how
Okay.
the seed is like laid out with
Yeah.
their dungeons and the items that they've gotten and the songs as well.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially letter from progressing. You
Yeah.
know, at this point, like there's nothing else that you would be able to find right now that would really unlock a lot.
yeah,
And so like there's no reason to go to ice right now.
yeah.
There's no reason to reverse
To
to
GTG
GTG
until
you
you-
don't have long
yeah.
shot or opponents, which like
Which
you
you-
said is behind
yeah.
Forest or on OT. And so it's like you're really kind of limited in what your options are because fire is the light and down, so it's barren. So you're never going to go in there. We don't have iron boots yet to dip water, which would be kind of a crazy play, I think, because it's not the greatest. There's only 4 checks in there.
Yeah, but like, what else is there?
Yeah, and so it just comes down to like
Yeah.
DC and Forest.
It's pretty much at this point. I think it's like you do DC,
And then you probably
don't.
just play
Yeah,
Minuet.
after this you don't. Yeah, if there's nothing in here, Hells will probably play Minuet, go into Forest,
Yeah,
and then at some point in the chain, he'll get like Ladder
Yeah.
or like Long Shot or Irons, just like an item
Yeah.
that's like, okay, go this way.
yeah, just something
And
to give you a
the seed's
little
probably
bit of
gonna
direction.
be fairly linear at this point, which is not really what Jamie wants.
Yeah,
When you're behind, you want it to open up because the more decisions your opponent has to make, the more chance they make the wrong one.
yeah,
If it's all in a line, you're usually kind of done.
yeah.
Like, at this level,
Yeah.
people tend to not fall behind on execution so much.
It's really
usually.
tough to kind of claw back that lead.
For sure.
If it is like a fairly linear example.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just where's the items?
But it's a funny one because I don't think Hells feels ahead either.
No.
Because he like the
He definitely, like,
reaction, the face.
yeah.
I feel like he definitely thought that sword was a hook, like
Yeah.
we did. And like, yeah, like I mean,
You definitely
after that, you're just like, oh no, I've got to go back child and plan it, walk to lake again to plan a beam, and
Yeah.
then go adult and walk to lake.
And like in general, the SGL settings kind of are around 2 hours. A lot of them can sub to based on, you know, the layout. So you get to like around an hour 15 and you're looking at like what you have done and like
I've walked across the field twice.
yeah, and then
3
you just
times.
and then you just really start thinking about like how inefficient some things were that you did.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want to say that like you feel behind, but you definitely don't feel you're in a strong position.
Yeah, when
know?
when you have that time to think about what your opponent might have done, it's so easy to get in your own head and think about how you didn't do it in a better way.
Yeah.
And like
Like
oh,
you're
well,
always thinking that your opponent has like the spoiler log.
yeah.
And they're just like god routing the seed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I don't really want to go on like an aside really, but like I literally my seed earlier today, I had a thing where for a while I was like, well, maybe my opponent didn't keep going in this dungeon that we didn't need to do, didn't find the item we need, and then later I was like, well, if he did that, then maybe he goes back and he completely finishes it when I found the other item I needed was further in.
Yeah.
I'm like
you just end up in the rabbit hole of metagaming
Yeah.
and the potential of like metagaming yourself out of a seed.
yeah, you've got to be really careful with that as well. Like, there's been races lost over just adamantly not going to like the obvious option.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, if it's there, it's already over. I've already lost.
And I hate that. I hate that. Losing when someone's like, well, I didn't want to do the best option because I knew you would. And then it's the second best option. And you're like,
oh, yeah, no.
but I'm like, okay, like that's like
that
a successful metagame. But when you're like, we're on the same level of like skill, execution, routing, all that, right? And you're like, I wouldn't have thought that you would do that.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
But it's just, I don't know, it's just funny to see.
Yeah.
You know?
For a second there, I thought Vidya was like, okay, I'm gonna do forest. That's my play.
I thought that too.
But it was just like, because he was going in there to use Feroz to get back their spirit, he was like, you know what? I'll do the first check because I'm in there anyway, and if I have to come back, I can just go straight through.
Yeah.
It's pretty smart.
I mean, you're not really losing time.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I guess you lose time if you never have to go back there. But, like, at this point...
With our knowledge,
like, it's
kind
not,
of like...
Yeah, it's not even, like, Hells doesn't have too many options. Jamie doesn't either.
Yeah.
It's not like he's not been doing stuff.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like, after this, he's got, like, that back end of DC.
Oh, for Jamie, yeah. And then I kind of wonder if it's like, I've already dipped it. Do I go back? Or do I start a whole other area that, you know...
Yeah, I've definitely been victim to that.
And it's like, people, you know, say like, oh, just always do DC. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's fair. But until you get to like if you've already gone in there for like a handful of checks, like, yeah, it was just the lobby because he only had hammer. It's like,
well,
it's not like...
the side room as well.
Oh, yeah, by the staircase,
The compass
yeah.
chest?
I think, I don't know. I don't know what the chests are.
The one next to the stairway.
Yeah, with the armors.
Yeah.
But yeah, you kind of get into like, do I really want to backtrack to go there, or do I just go to a whole other area, right?
Yeah.
And with like nothing pointing you anywhere, it's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of, you flip that coin, really.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we have any paths that would be useful at this point. I don't even remember. But this is also this is the first time he's been
yeah. Well, yeah.
Which
he's
is
not
fine.
needed to.
I mean, he's been busy, you know, doing.
He's been moving. He's been schmooving.
He's been schmooving, you know. I forgot what I was saying.
You forgot what you were saying?
I forgot what I was saying.
Oh, that's nice.
I feel like I had a train of thought and then I forgot.
Comes to us all, buddy.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So what is there to say about Forest?
I like it.
It's a dungeon.
Yeah.
That you do.
I like it because I usually stop thinking while I'm in Forest Temple.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think about, like, everything else.
Yeah.
This kind of seed I don't, because there's nothing to think about. So you're in Forest and you're just like, this seed sucks. I hate everything.
Yeah.
My opponent's going to be done in, like, 5 minutes. It's going to, like, sub-zero it, because that's obviously how good they are.
They're like, he's just sitting there. Like, why isn't he done?
For a sec, I thought Jamie had some, like, hidden tech.
With a
he
bomb?
just threw the bomb.
Yeah.
It's like, is this something that I don't know about?
Yeah, I'm like, wait. Do we have new tech? Live?
New tech debuting live at SGL.
Live at SGL?
Kind of wish one of them goes into Shadow and does the new Chew thing that Why You So Epic made a video for today.
Oh yeah, the Chew Strat in the like invisible blade spinner room, whatever.
I don't think I think too much about it, but I just think it would be cool to see someone just be like, "Yep, this has been put out today.
Yeah,
I'm gonna learn it," and then.
That's definitely one of those things where I'm like, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a video once. I'll try it. I don't know what he does.
Yeah, he just like turns around and hits a wall and
you stab the wall and then you back walk and then you side up a couple times.
And then you chew and then you turn around and you back walk and then you chew. And
it's like one of those things where it's like, I've seen someone do this before, I can do it. And then you nail it first try and you're like, yeah, this game's pretty easy. And then every time after that, you just fail.
For sure.
So we haven't seen anything yet of note. We have 3 keys in Forest. Like, this is front-loaded with keys.
I kind of like that, though. Okay, so, okay. Swings and roundabouts. If you get checks early, if they're required, it's good. Big chest, we're good.
Oh, okay.
If you get big chests early, good. If it's like you get a bunch of small chests, nothing required early, bad. Because then you have to go through all the checks that have to be keys. Yeah. Because they can't be later in the dungeon.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Only to get to, like, so you're like usually after you've done courtyard, if you don't have many keys, you're just like only getting keys until you get to like the falling ceiling room.
Yeah.
And that's so bad. That's like 6-7 minutes of just nothing.
Just the shake of the head.
Yeah, at least if you get like 5 keys, like, and the boss
An extra key.
Well, I was thinking the boss key as well, but like, you get those up front, nice and early, you can just, like, you just get them and you're like, cool, at least I can find stuff now.
Yeah.
Get the keys out of the way. Big chillin'.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I never really thought about it like that, but that totally makes sense. Like, if it's just like sprinkling a key here and there, just enough to keep you going.
That's okay as well.
But it's like, either give me all the keys so I know that like all of it, like you have to do all of this, or just give me the item right away.
Yeah. Or if you, to be honest, if you do the courtyard area and you have like no keys, you have like a key and like no items from it, so you've mostly just got checks across the first 5 checks. Half the time I'm like, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the rest.
Yeah.
Because like the amount of time then, if you've done that and you've got that many checks, you're like, okay, that's actually a pretty good ratio for checks to time spent.
Yeah.
And then like if you then commit to the next checks, like that's so long and it just ruins it completely.
Yeah.
And you get to the falling ceiling room, and then if you find your big item there, you're like, well, I'm already near the end.
Yeah.
Should I not just keep going?
Do I just beat this now? And I guess in this case, Forrest, for Jamie, although he looks like he's going to DC, I could see another train of thought as to why you would want to go to Forest. Because it gets a song. That could be your opponent. And then all of a sudden GTG is now in logic. Like,
I feel like
you could even go further and just skip Forest and go to GTG, like make that gamble. But, okay. But I don't.
The thing is, if you do that, you don't get to do horseback archery.
Yeah.
There's a lot of risk to that.
Yeah.
You don't get to do 2 checks there that hard require opponent. You, like, if you do that and it's not there and it is just in Forest, you've done an extra dungeon you need to do.
Yeah.
That's like 10-11 minutes. Assuming there was nothing else there anyway. You then have to go into Forest anyway.
Yeah.
And do it.
It's like,
just sucks.
You're kind of really just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, but it's like, I wouldn't say it's like you're not actively shooting yourself in the foot. It's like you've got like a shotgun with like a really wide spread. So you're like, some of this might hit me in the foot. But
there
you
is
don't
a
really
possibility.
It's like a 50-50.
We do know that Suns is an ice, right?
Yes.
That's where that is? Yeah, okay.
Ice Cavern gives Sun Song.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have that.
Burning Cack is Serenade.
And then Burning Cack.
It's not. It wasn't the dual hint. It just said Ice Cavern has Sun Song.
Oh. Yeah. I didn't realize that the song
check still was there.
The hint was still there. I thought it was just the dual, but I guess that's the only.
I guess so.
Song that is hinted.
Yeah, because there's still quite a few.
For sometimes
there's still quite a few single hints that are in there that are in duels. Like I'll remember one. Give me like 10 minutes.
I think that's the only song.
No, like
there's
some of the dual hints. There's like sometimes hints that are separate that are still in the pool, like adult fishing or something.
Right.
Maybe it's one of those.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm just here.
Yeah, you're just having a good time.
Yeah, we're just all having a good time.
Yeah.
It was a really nice fight on that Poe. There's like people like meme about Forest being boring and linear and a snooze fest, and it's like, yes, it's all those things, but
I think watching forest done cleanly is nice because you're like, look at how optimal this is.
Yeah.
Like
you can one cycle those bows.
Yeah,
There's like a frame or whatever where you can stab them before they.
Yeah, so there's like a few things in forest that like they all add. I say a few. There's a lot of things in forest that all add up, and you get to the point where like you have like matchups, you have people playing each other, and you're like, oh, this is what people mean when they say that there's an execution difference.
Yeah.
Because you'll see some top runners, they're like forest temple, 13 minutes.
Yeah, I guess.
Something like that. I don't know. I can't remember like exact figures, but like you could see like easy like 13-minute forest temple, including PG or whatever.
Like you can see like
and then,
if
like,
2 people enter at the same time.
Yeah, 13 versus like 17, 18 minutes.
Yeah. It's
like
actually quite. It can be quite significant.
Quite a big difference because you have to consider as well. That's not just for forest temple. That's every dungeon that they do.
Yeah.
Has these differences. Not like the same amount, but like shadows are like shadow will have similar amounts. Spirit maybe.
Yeah.
Jabba will have like a minute, 2-minute difference. Like it all adds up.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Because then you're like losing to someone by like 10, 15 minutes. It's like, oh well.
What did they do differently?
What did they do differently? They just played better.
Yeah.
They made worse decisions on routing or whatever, but it doesn't matter because like when it got to the dungeons, they just played better.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like there's
only so much you can do in the decision-making department and like running around like the overworld.
Yeah.
Where I think sometimes like it's weird with practice, right? It's like, do you practice whole seats? Do you just do very specific tricks? And sometimes it's like you should just do dungeons. You should just run a dungeon.
That is where you'll probably spend.
You have to do like it depends on the settings, but you always have to do some of the dungeons. You're never gonna not be able to do the dungeons. Like.
Yeah, it's like you're doing, in this. Sometimes minimum of
you're doing like 4
dungeons
upwards.
And there's like 7.
Yeah.
6.
8. Well, 1.
I mean, all the dungeons in the game. I don't know how many there
so
are.
there's 8 main dungeons. One of them could be Baron on Light Medallion.
Yeah.
But you could start with a Light Medallion, which would mean that you
have an extra.
All of your dungeons are available.
Yeah, in these settings specifically.
In these settings specifically.
I was thinking just like across all
of,
like,
and then you've got like the 3 side
standard
dungeons.
Yeah.
So you got GTG, Ice Cavern, and Bottom of the Well as well. So there's like 11 places that are like not all as dense as each other, but there's a fair few of them that are like a good play because they're dense. They've got a lot of checks, and then the other ones like sometimes you just have to do them because they're required.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, you're always going to go in dungeons. Practice your dungeons.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
PSA.
It's probably one of the like easiest things that you could practice.
Yeah.
Like just from a,
You load up like GZ or something. You go, okay, I'll put myself in Forest Temple at the start.
Yeah.
These are the items I got. I'll go.
And then just
when you're
you
done,
don't build
you just,
up on that.
You just reset and do it again.
Yeah.
Maybe not Forest though, because that's like. It's like 13,
on GC,
13 to 15 minutes a pop.
I think someone had, like people have made like plandos for like boss rushes or like dungeon rushes and stuff like that.
That's something you can do a lot easier now on OOTRandomizer.com.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone that works on it.
And yeah, so you can like load up that and you can just go, through your dungeons, practice them.
Yeah.
Learn new execution tricks, like in Forest, like the pose. There's like FW strats as well that you can, implement.
Honestly, the most important thing for us to do right now is try and talk and keep making everyone pay attention.
Yes.
So that they don't know they're both doing Forest.
Oh!
What just... What just happened?
Never seen it. That's so funny. Also, he didn't save a frame, but...
this guy...
So, like, I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
It was brought up once to me.
Uh-huh.
And I can't unsee it. And I just say it every time. but like just put away the hook shot on the elevator when you're dropping.
Or the bow, whichever
Or
you
the
use
bow,
to
whatever
kill a
you
mech.
use,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because you can.
Yeah, like you're just standing there.
Yeah.
Just wait, hit A, put it away, and then, you know, target or whatever, do your side hop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it literally saves you a frame.
Yeah, because if you have it open, if you have it out when you try and push the block, it takes a frame for it to put away.
It's like completely useless information, but
Yeah, but that's
it's
the
time
entire.
save.
That's Forest Basement. Everything in there is like, yo, just do this, save a frame.
You just save that
Backflip.
frame. You will always have that frame.
Backflip on the frame that you hit the switch.
Yeah.
And you save yourself like a roll.
Yeah, that too. Like, why don't people backflip
Yeah.
off switches?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's pretty tricky.
It is.
It's cool though.
And it's swag, though.
Yeah,
so
it's very
like,
swag.
You kind of gotta... You gotta go for the swag.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you get, like,
Yeah.
the super swag, where you backflip
Yeah,
in
yeah,
position on the switch.
Yeah.
So you just wasted time. Like, if you did it, like, more than, like, 1 or 2 attempts.
Yeah.
Like, you just wasted time to
To
do
look
it.
cool.
But now you look super cool because you just stood in position and did a backflip.
Do you know if Hells does the quick kill?
I would think so, but because he
I know I don't because
speedrun the game,
I suck,
but
but
he does not.
okay.
But that is like one of the most satisfying things to get, just because of how like
Clean.
intense it can be. Like you have to hit him as he comes out at a certain spot. Look for, you know, like he has to be a certain distance away.
Yeah.
Shoot an arrow, splash, stun him, and then you just like go through the motions of it. But it's like it just makes that fight so cool.
So currently we have like a good visual on the difference in time, right?
Yeah.
Jamie's like early forest. Hells is just finished. That's pretty much the difference in this seed.
Yeah.
And it's going to be rough to overcome with what little's here, but it looks like Forest was just for the song, and that's probably opponents. It could be the item.
Oh, it could be the item, yeah. Yeah, that's true. It could be like long shot or just letter. Like, that would be kind of crazy, but
it's a bonus.
It's a bonus, yeah. So there's an item that's on OT, but we'll never need it. Well, actually, it could be like Dins or Hovers.
Yeah.
Because we know one item is in Ganon's,
Ganon's,
and we don't have either Dins or Hovers yet. So there still could be a
they
fun
could both
item
be
on
in
the
there.
song check. But yeah, it could just be.
One of them could be an
At this point,
Ganon.
we have no idea.
You know.
We just know one is in Ganon's. But yeah, this is definitely... I mean,
It's not what you want, really.
No.
No one wants to do Forest, unless they have to.
Yeah. Especially like you just did all the forest and you didn't even get
Yeah,
an
so
item that helps.
Yeah,
anywhere.
this ties into it, right? It was like do you just go to GTG assuming it's fair opponents?
Yeah. And it's like that's a valid point.
We're about to find out whether you could have just done that.
Yeah. I mean,
he's gonna do HPA while he's there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He's not on Tech Grotto, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
I mean, you
It's a
can't
bad
get it,
check.
but you peek it.
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what's
you
there.
just peek it on the way,
Yeah.
so you know if you have to come back.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny how you can have a seed that just is so...
Is that Blue Rupee?
I think so. Or a scale. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, it's a scale. That's like a sick joke.
Yeah. Go get the iron boots to
Yeah.
get the scale.
It's like the invisible chest in Shadow and behind the grate. That being a lens of truth.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's just like... Some
That's just
people,
rude.
yeah, some people really like to equip lens to see that through the gate, so they know whether they have to actually open the gate or
So
not.
I did that one time,
Yeah.
and then I completely screwed that room up.
Oh, nice.
And there was a key there. So I'm like, I literally just left and reloaded the room because I had one arrow,
And like the keys were all over the place.
and the keys were all over the place. And I couldn't use a Deku Nut to stun them because they were too high. And they were not
He's
coming
got to
to
go
attack
in
me.
here quickly. Wait, I don't know if he properly peeked the hammer rocks there, but he's like dangerously close to night, and there's no sun song, so he's got to.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
He's got to make sure he gets in there. You can always check the hammer rocks after.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, if you miss the time of day on this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's opponents to get horseback, which in some ways you probably want to hope right now, because you could, in this situation, you could be like, my opponent could just have reversed.
Yeah.
They could have just not done the Forest Temple, and
that's
that
like,
sucks.
That's like a really bad feeling with like, it's like I didn't have to do any of Forest.
Yeah.
And like you said, like they could have just done it. And you have no idea.
That's how I would be feeling
Yeah.
right now. We'll find out, I guess.
Like I feel like that. I don't know. I would be mad if like my opponent just stood up right now and they just like had reversed and like way early or something like that. And they
Yeah.
like, blew the seed wide open, and I'd be like super mad. But then also it's like, depending on when you do it, like I could have seen like Jamie do it after he did Spirit,
It was a big
or
chest.
like after like DC.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I've just done DC, and whether or not he feels he needs an edge in the seed,
Yeah.
you could gamble on that, like not going to do Forest.
Yeah.
Or Iconas.
I don't know how much like the top runners think about it. But like I know personally sometimes, like depending on the player, like I had Exodus in my group.
Nice.
And when I played against Exodus, one of my first thoughts was basically, okay, early doors in the seed, if anything presents itself that's like a risky play that could pay off big time, do I go for it? Do I do the things that you wouldn't expect because it might give me some like really big advantage?
Yeah.
And I did. That's what I did. I still lost, but that's not the point. Point is, I'm curious like how much, I mean,
How much they might be thinking that.
I don't think it necessarily changes how they play, because you kind of just gotta play, right?
Yeah.
You can't let that affect how you play, but you gotta think about it, I would think. Like, I'm a top player. People will do weird stuff against me sometimes.
Right.
People will try and outroot me,
Yeah.
make different decisions, because they're like, they know he's consistent. They know he'll make probably the right decision, like the most common decision every time, because like he's good. He'll probably be in a good spot execution wise.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to play yourself if you're good.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it is.
So
Hard required.
You would be.
You would get punished.
Yeah. That is actually.
That's exactly what you want in that situation.
Yeah. That is so just
Awful.
really horrible
Well,
in the seed.
in some ways, it's good for health. You just,
Yeah.
did Forest.
Well, then you're gonna go in GTG. You're just gonna drop FW here.
Yeah, now imagine if he'd taken more time in Valley looking at the Hammer Rocks and missed
he
the time of
missed
day.
The time of day. Yeah.
That could have been close. He's probably just going to check a couple checks here and leave for Roars, I would think.
Oh, just a big chest right here.
Yeah, because, I mean, you want to put Feroz in here. Okay, so that's
All
good.
right,
so
so
you're probably in go mode.
That's pretty much go mode, yeah. Or no mode, I suppose.
Yeah, so
no.
you know your hover boots are in Ganon's.
Yeah.
Or something leading to hover boots. But he's forgotten what songs are what. he's done. He's
Dude,
done
songs
with
are
this
hard,
seed.
man.
Yeah, you know your last item is going to be somewhere in Ganon's or
Yeah.
leading on from that.
Yeah.
The problem is you don't have strength 3, so you might not be able to get it.
It's definitely.
You have to see, basically.
Yeah. It's definitely strongly, obviously, in his favor.
Yeah.
Because he has been ahead since Forest. But this is where it's like, for Jamie, you kind of hope that maybe he does like an extra check in GTG, and strength 3 is there.
Yeah,
then-
that's the out right now.
Yeah.
That's his out.
But it's definitely.
You stay for GTG. It's pretty rough right now. So
Or it's
Ganon's
got to
has,
be like in just some random, like one-off location somewhere in the world, like
yeah,
Lab
and he has to
or
just get to
something.
it first.
Yeah.
Like at this point, yeah. For this is the way you claw back into a game.
Yeah.
Is like the extra item requirement. There's nothing pointing to it. It's no longer like a railroad. You kind of have to make decisions.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And you just hope that you make the right one.
Yeah.
And it's definitely.
The odds are pretty, like, they're up there. You've got, what, 8 checks in Light Trial?
Yeah.
And then there's 2, 4, 6, 8 outside. It's 50-50.
Yeah,
It's 50-50.
half the checks.
Not good.
No, this is definitely a rough seed where, you know, Forest is just hard required for the song.
I want to
like doubly required because it was like HBA, Locke's letter, and then Dins was just GTG as well.
Yeah, just that. But like that's a perfect example as well. Hell's doing what he did there. That's just perfect example of like well-disciplined, thorough player. It's like you're here.
Yeah.
You obviously want to go Jabu, but getting back here is bad. You may as well put your Feroz in there.
Exactly.
You're already going in. You may as well shoot the ice switch because it takes literally like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And if one of your items is there, good. You save yourself some time. You might not have to come back.
Exactly.
But yeah, like, I mean, it's easy to get rattled and just forget to do that. To just be like, oh, I'll just go. I got my letter, go. Oh, no, I should have set Feroz.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you go in and you set Feroz and you go and you're like, oh, maybe I should have shot those.
Yeah.
Shot the switch. Or reverse, like, he goes in, he shoots the switch, he sees the big chest, he gets the Dins and goes, oh, that's my item, and just leaves and doesn't leave Feroz.
Oh,
which is
Oh,
less likely to be a problem.
Fortress's path to Baronade.
Yeah,
and that was in Baron Domain.
Yeah, okay.
That's what.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's. Yeah. That's cool.
That is just such an unfortunate. So
it's for the thing is, it's for the letter as well. So it's not like
it's
not like you're ever going to go in that area because you're looking for the letter. So you're not going to skip into Ice Cavern. You're not going to go there to hand in the letter as child.
And Domain was Fountain was also Baron. So it's like.
Probably just sit them down and just be like, your seed sucks.
Yeah, like this was gross.
Not good.
Yeah, this was just not fun.
Not okay. Yeah.
And like, this is kind of where there's like kind of some differing opinions on like how you should like route your hints. Because like maybe that was the last one of their path hints, right? Like the 5th one.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like there's some people that'll be like,
I have 4. I've got almost everything.
That's pretty much all. It's probably not going to help me. Like, it's probably going to be, like, bottom of the well could have been path to Twin Roba or the Mirror Shield, even though the Storms was already hinted. But, like, it could have been an item in that chain. Yeah. So it's like, Do you really want to push it that hard? Yeah. I get you. But then there's people that will just go out of their way and route the hints in. And like you do like the back of lake hints because no one's gonna do them, and then you get that. Oh, quick kill! Oh, nice try, nice try. It's rough. I don't do it. That is such a difficult. It's tricky. That's why I don't do it. Yeah. But like, respect for everyone that does. Oh yeah. So. And it's funny, at least like in my experience. Yeah. You never hit it. Unless you had a horrible forest temple. Like your execution was just so bad. So you're like, hey, at least I got this. And then I'm like, I have one thing to take away from this. And I'm like, I did it. Yeah, the other thing there in that fight that was kind of neat, that just kind of goes maybe unnoticed as well, is he knocked down Phantom Ganon at one point and didn't hit him. Like, hit him once and that was it. And that's just because of the amount of damage that Phantom Ganon takes, and like being aware of how difficult it would be to do enough to kill him in that cycle. And if you do some but not all of it, you might push him into his like final state where he flies up and wastes more time. Like he starts bouncing it back at you more. Yeah. Or he comes at you with the jazz hands. That's that. I was thinking more like jazz javelin, but because he has the rod. But yeah, that's what I like to call that move, though. It's also. Have you considered that like we've still only seen one hook? Yeah. And you needed that hook to go into forest so you could get opponent's song. So you had to walk to the lake. Yeah. I think like literally the only way it's worked out is the way Jamie did it, maybe. I guess early, if you're cheeky early, you could have put Feroz at GTG, not done anything there. Yeah. Dropped down and picked up the hook, and then like when you get opponents later, you just go back. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that could have been Like, definitely an interesting play. Like,
The
I would
next
not
level
have,
play.
I would not have thought to, like, go that route. Because
I don't think it's necessarily the best route. It's just a thing they could have done.
it's a thing you can do. Because, like, like, at that point in the seed, like, where are you going to leave your FW? Like, it's kind of, not that it's wasted, because, like, you're not going into any dungeons.
Yeah.
But it seems like something is, or like it's hard locked behind this hook shot. This gets me, you know.
James keeping tech tight. I don't know if he peeked it already, but
Don't
saving
remember.
time. Saving
Yeah.
time.
You know, those are just some of those things. Like, he doesn't have
It's-
iron
yeah,
boots, he doesn't
it's-
have scale.
It's either time save now, or he's like by skipping it, or he already checked it earlier and it's like it was time banked, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's small, but you know, you need pretty much everything you can get right now. The smaller the window gets before Ganon's, if strength 3 is required, the less wrong decisions he needs Hells to make.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then he's fully checking this, so there's nothing there. You'd be able to see it.
Yeah. He's just being extra specially sure.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, you know it when it's a big chest, but then
Yeah,
when
but
it's
then-
not a big chest, you're like,
Have I got the
wait.
angle wrong?
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. And you don't want to think it's not there when
Yeah.
it is. That's like the mis-peeking things is like the worst feeling in this
Yeah.
game, I think.
It's like, just
So like
when-
if I just looked better, it would have been fine.
That's like when I look at like the fortress rooftop chest, and I'm like, okay, I barely see anything, so it must be a small chest. But I'm like, but maybe it's not, so I'll climb up a little bit more just to get a better look.
Well, it doesn't spawn until you're in a certain
Yeah.
range, right?
And then it's like when it's a big chest, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a big chest, like,
Yeah.
without a doubt. But so far, nothing extras in Jabu.
No.
No items there.
Do we have any path strengths, by the way?
I don't think so.
Because that's what I would think about for West Vent 3. Could be. Wait.
Yeah, I don't think there's been any path strengths.
This is more likely to be like out here than like in Ganon's or something.
Although I can only remember like 3 pathins. It was like Lost Woods Baronade, Graveyard to Twin Rova, and then the Fortress to Baronade.
Fortress Baronade.
So I don't know what the other 2 are.
Ganon's Bongo.
Oh yeah, Ganon's Bongo. And then...
Pass.
Yeah.
Chat.
I don't know. So that makes me question a little
If
bit
they
more.
do have 5 paths, yeah.
If they did have 4,
Oh,
and then Hell's
okay.
found the 5th.
Right, or if they had 3 and
Or
Hell's
they
found
only
the
had
4th.
3, yeah. Because then it's like,
It's a nice
You-
steady HBA.
you've doubled your, chance of finding like another path. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Something about rooting hints or whatever. Or we
Hints,
should just start with them. Oh no!
Did
Just
he
missed.
Did he miss the first 2?
I think so.
Because I know he was on 7 going around at 980, so he needs to hit or something like that. So you need to
Yeah.
hit like most of them. But if he messed up like the first couple,
Might have.
then that'll be why he started spamming them, I guess. Okay, he's going pots first. This is usually
is
the like
safe.
backup. You're like, okay, it's not gone so well. We'll take it easy.
This is definitely not an easy mini game.
Thing is, as
Unless
well,
you
it's
just
like
grind it out.
I feel like the worst bit about doing HBA is like if you're a little bit tilted, it gets so much harder.
Yeah.
So
You're
yeah,
like
that's-
down to like 1 arrow.
Yeah.
And you have like 14, 20. And you're like, I need to hit 100.
That's why you do targets first, though, right? So you can just hit a pot.
Yeah.
Like 300.
I like to guarantee those 700 or 800
Yeah.
from the beginning. Makes no
Clearly,
sense.
you're just not a gamer.
No, I'm not a gamer. But what the hell's? Definitely is.
Yeah, nice clean Baronade.
It's pretty clean so far.
Well, he's at the point where it's kind of hard
it's-
not to be clean.
Imagine
right?
you screwed up here and you died on Baronade because
All
you didn't roll
5
properly.
and 3/4 hearts gone.
Yeah. because I definitely haven't died on Baronade when I didn't roll properly with like half a heart
Oh yeah, no, I've
to
done that.
cancel the damage.
I've done that for sure.
But like, just goes to show the execution. You know? Like I saw he was doing the box skip, the blue switch box skip, whatever.
Yeah, box. Yeah.
And it's like that is a difficult.
It's a very divisive trick.
Yeah, there's some people that are like go for it all the time, and and then there's people that are like
just don't bother.
Just
Why?
Guarantee and grab the box.
They're just like, but it saves like 4 seconds. Like, think how good those 4 seconds are.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't deny it saves time, but if you end up failing, you can start to tilt off of that.
Yeah, there's like it's probably a while back now, but there's definitely like a funny thing around that where some newer people were getting in, they're like, I want to get good at this game, and they're like, let me start by learning box skip. It's like, how about you
learn the game?
Learn like any of the other dungeon tricks first that actually save you a lot of time.
Yeah. It's like the priority of like what you want to practice. It's like that's a little bit.
It's like, but this looks cool.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but so does like walking through the fan room in Shadow with hovers.
Yeah.
And no iron boots.
Yeah.
That's hella cool.
There's definitely a lot of tricks.
He's gonna, I assume, do the first 2 checks in case there's strength 3 here.
I guess I guess that makes sense. You
like,
gotta do them anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to.
This guy.
He could have just gone to Ganon's,
Yeah.
get the hover boots, not strength 3 locks, and then you try and go mode Shadow and skip the first 2 checks. Because it can save time.
I think, no. I think you're wrong. But I respect it.
But then you think of like all the other things that you do to save time. And like, what's so different about this?
Yeah.
But then also the odds literally are like 50% that there's a small key in these first 2 chests.
Yeah.
So I am 100% not in the right. But it is so satisfying when it works. We got a heart here, and then dead hand next.
So we're gonna see like a cool dead hand strat, right? I feel like everyone, because everyone does it now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just glossed over.
Yeah.
But I think it's I think it deserves more credit. It's cool.
Oh, 100%.
Like, people used to be like, oh, you've got to like jump slash at this time. Like, do the same stuff you do on the dead hand in the well, but like, you just do that to do just enough damage for it to turn around. Oh, he's doing a jump slash instead, okay.
Oh, do you do like a spin or something?
Yeah, so if you, I mean, you always have magic going in here. So you poke him, you slash him, he turns around.
Right.
You start charging.
Ah.
And then you just well, you don't quick spin, you just let out a magic spin as he's about to go down. And it's like, it's so easy to react him start to go.
Yeah.
And you can let it go before he starts to go, you can let it go after he starts to go, and you'll hit him either way.
Does that kill him, or you still have to do it one more?
No, you still have to, like, it stops him going down, and he turns back around, and you stab him.
I think people do the jump slash because it can double hit.
Right.
And kill him.
Right.
But that's like,
fair.
the timing can be a bit tricky with that.
If I practiced the dead hand one as a child, I would probably do the jump slash as an adult, to be honest. I don't feel safe or comfortable enough with it.
Or you just have Big Goron and it's super easy.
Yeah,
with
you just
with
poke
the
it.
Slash, yeah. Just poke him, then charge a slash, and then just destroy him.
So I feel like the lead's slightly less now.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more, to be honest. But
Like, it's only, it's a Jabu, 2 checks of Shadow.
Yeah. I feel like...
That was like 7-ish minutes.
Yeah, about that, like 7, 8 minutes, something like that.
We can figure it out by counting.
He's going for this hint. Is that a... No, that can't...
It's not double.
Yeah, I was going to be like, that's not double path for Graveyard, is it?
I assume we can still get double path in these settings, but I just don't think I ever seen one.
I
keep in mind for it, but I don't think I've seen one at any point.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's probably just to do with how the path hints interact with, or how the hints interact with
Oh,
the like
big disc right there.
bridge reward versus boss key that we were talking about earlier. Another blue fireball.
Wow, that's 2.
Well, at least you can go to Ice Cavern.
Go to ice
It's
for your
open.
strength 3.
That's the thing I was going to say earlier as well. It's like 50-50 raw on checks for cannons. There's a slight skew towards light trial being better.
Yeah.
Because one of those checks in there is locked by a key.
That's true.
So it's less likely to be a key,
Yes.
which means that the 2 keys are ever so slightly, it's like minuscule,
be
but ever so
more
slightly
the
to be
other.
outside of light trial.
I mean, it could just be both keys in like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Okay, I get what you're
yeah,
saying.
like because one of the checks in the 50, like there's
Yeah,
50-50
oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
one check in this
Yeah.
side is like ever so slightly less likely to have keys.
That's fair.
There is like a very slight skew. You can tell I like maths. That's the stats. Woo!
We've done the math on this. Well, you have.
I haven't actually done the maths. There we go. There's the hover boots. This is kind of over.
Yeah. That's pretty much, yeah, that's just go mode. I would have just warped or...
No, he's saying
he's
frost.
Yeah, you got to do the climb. So,
I would have still probably set frost just there and then. Just be like, I want to get out of here.
yeah.
But I'm easily tilted, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it doesn't really matter where he sets Ross here as long as he sets Ross, because if he sets it up here, he's already done the walk.
Yeah.
If he sets it down where he was, he has
He's
to
gotta
do that
the
walk.
Yeah.
But you're doing it one-sided for Ross.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which way.
I was thinking that he was, like, going to do the
Climb.
3 fights.
Nah, I mean, you can.
And then, like, I mean, you got to do it, like, it's
can
one of
get
those
it out
where
of
it's
the
like,
way.
you have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you do it now? Do you do it after? It doesn't really matter.
Okay, hear me out. You do that because... Well, you go up to Stalfos because you might get a bigger on sword.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
And then it's impossible, in quotation marks, to not one-cycle Bongo.
True. But Hells is a spinner.
A spinner?
A spinner.
I mean, it still has with spinning, right?
Yeah, I guess, what does it? I don't know.
Actually, I feel like it... I mean, it does more damage,
Yeah.
but I think spinning, like, the delay on a
It's a
bigger
little
on
bit
spin
longer.
is a bit longer, so
I don't
it
know.
might not help. It might be worse.
Might just be
Because you might
completely-
lose the hits done on Bongo.
Might just be completely
like-
fabricating this.
No, because the one room that you can really feel that in is, you know... Oh, that was
pretty...
That was nice.
It's like
That
those small
was
things, and it's
nice.
like,
Yeah.
you see it and you're like, oh, that was pretty nice. Dropping that chew, and
Getting
then...
the angle straight away in there, like
Yeah.
getting the jump slash, nice and clean.
But it's like those small things that's just like,
It's what you expect
yeah.
from a goat.
And yet we're still impressed. It's like you expect it, but
Yeah.
like you're still impressed. It's like,
Yeah.
like that was really pretty slick that he dropped it, hit it before you even got
Yeah,
hit by
for
the
sure.
modes. Because that would kind of screw you up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, the one room I was gonna say for bigger on difference for quick spinning is, you know, the I want to say it's the map in Water Temple with the balls, the spiky balls.
Oh, yes.
If you quick spin those with a Master Sword, you can chain quick spins to kill them. If you try to do it with a bigger on sword, they stand back up.
Oh.
If you try to chain it. Maybe I'm just too slow, but I'm pretty sure there's like a slight slight
It
delay
might be a slight timing delay on that.
on the bigger on quick spins to a Master Sword. It's really annoying, I hate it. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time, because I forget about it until I quick spin with a bigger on sword, and then I'm like, no, I need to stop. It's gonna hit me.
I really like when you go in there without magic. And
you try and quick spin, and he goes,
try and quick spin. Or then the other time, when you go in there without magic, you know you don't have magic.
Yeah.
You use bombs and nuts.
okay.
And now it's like, that's a pretty cool strat where you just
Yeah.
walk in, drop a bomb, they all kind of like converge on you, and then you throw a nut. They shrink, and
Yeah.
then the bomb explodes and kills them. But it's like, yeah, it's pretty slick, that one. I like that strat.
I don't have a nice way to do that.
Maybe
room,
he's
unless
gonna
I'm
do
quick
the
spinning
Yuso.
Master Sword. The what?
The Yuso. No.
Ah.
That would have been so cool.
Yeah, that would have been
Break
sick.
it out at SGL.
Shoutouts to the
Shout out. Why you so epic?
shoutouts to the francophone
Oh my gosh.
Quebecois
NA aim.
gang. See, if he did the Yuso strat, he wouldn't have needed to aim there.
Yeah. honestly, I love doing choose strats in that.
Yeah, there were several people that were here last year for OT from French Canada that couldn't make it this time. We miss them dearly.
Yeah.
We still got some though, like House.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm not forgetting anyone.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
we got a slightly different crew this year here, but it's still just as hype as ever.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know, this has been a blast being here.
Good. I'm glad you find it a blast, because I would be really worried if you didn't.
Spend all that time and money and come over here and like, I hate this. I hate these people.
I am not enjoying this week.
Like, why did I agree to sit here?
Yeah. With all these people just like around.
All these people, and we have like similar interests, and they're kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
It's kind of weird. Fly all the way there? Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. There's not really much to say at this point. Is you know,
Oh, is this the... Oh, is this... That's the cryo strat, isn't it?
the captain's hat?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
You forgot what it was called?
Yeah, because I never learned it. That's so cool, though.
Captain's hat. Named
Captain's
after
hat.
Majora's Mask because...
Unfortunately, we won't see anyone do moons here. And oh no, he didn't have long shots, so he couldn't do powder keg.
Does Jamie do powder keg?
No.
Does anyone do powder keg?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone does
I feel
powder
like
keg.
I feel like these strats need to be like divvied out to people so everyone has one. It's like, I'm the keeper of the moons tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess shout outs to him.
Shout outs to everyone.
Shout outs to
honestly,
the OOT community.
We're over 2 hours. Are we having fun yet? Let's go. But I just realized...
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, like, come on.
Do you really say, are you having fun yet? Instead of like, are you not entertained? Come on.
No.
That's like a classic. That's a movie classic.
That's fine. But anyway, I didn't realize this, but we've been 2 hours and we haven't like shouted out the trackers. Or
yeah, that's true.
the
Please
runners.
do that. Go ahead.
So, I actually am not sure who is tracking. I think it's...
Oh,
there we go. Warren Traveler and Melqui. Thank you so much. My co-com Decker.
My
It's been a
co-com's
blast.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It's been super fun. And then the two runners that have been putting on a great
Sure.
show,
Yeah.
even though the seed kind of sucked a little bit for them.
Just a tiny bit.
But yeah, we've got What the Hell is Happening, VidyaJames, the Battle of Canada, like I said. And Montreal's going to win.
Yeah, I kind of expected it, to be
Yeah.
honest. It's like, yeah, you know, you hope. You sit
It
there,
was-
you hope. You know what? This feels like being a Leafs fan.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, maybe this time.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
It's
No,
okay.
it was really good, and like there was obviously a few things that
And it's pretty
went-
close. It's not like
No,
it's over.
not.
It's yeah.
There's just like we said, like a few decisions that kind of went the
Yeah,
wrong
like-
way. You know, like hoping for items.
In some ways, it's like, yeah, a lot of this kind of was decided off that start, like the start decisions. Like
Yeah.
Jamie trying to push the hammer. And it can be that simple,
Yeah,
particularly if the seed ends up quite linear like this.
yeah,
But, you know, like if it all sort of bottlenecks into one place, like in this, like, okay, you do all the whatever at the start, and then you kind of all converge into this line.
yeah,
Like that tends to be what happens. At that point, it's, I mean, that's how it goes for every seed. Wherever the big bit is, where you have to pick all your stuff up,
Yeah.
like that's where the decision making happens.
yeah,
If like you ignore the lines, and then like whenever it's like, okay, I can branch out, that's always what makes the difference in the race.
mm-hmm.
This seed was at the start,
yeah,
so it's like, okay, well, there's a lead, and then that's that, and like there was always a chance it wouldn't stay that way.
yeah.
So it's not like it's predetermined, but it's,
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
it's just one of those things.
It's one of those things where it's like you don't want to say that like you lost right from the beginning.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Because
you're
there
behind
is-
from the get-go because of the
There-
decision, but like,
There's definitely
it could
decisions
easily have
to make
changed.
to be
Yeah.
able to get back into it for sure, and it's just unfortunate, you know. Sometimes it goes that way. And,
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, they both have had some things that might not have gone the way they wanted to, not feel exactly, you know, the best
Great about it. Yeah.
But the fact that it's still like, in my opinion, I'm like, if I get to my last dungeon and I'm already starting it, and then they finish, okay, there I could probably think of like a handful of things, like 1 or 2 things that I've done that maybe I should have done differently. And
yeah,
like I'm not happy that I lost, but I'm
just
happy
like,
that
hey,
it was
at least
still,
I was close.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, I tend to. I think my kind of frame of reference is like, I will be mad about it if it's like, maybe if I just found my last item, or like I've got however many dungeons to go.
Yeah.
Or I'm like on Ganon. If I'm like super close, I'm like, if they finished now instead of like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like, my one loss in groups, I finished my last boss, about to go, like, and then EXO finished, and it's like, cool. Like, I don't have to climb Ganons now.
Yeah.
It was close.
And like you can take away.
Yeah,
like,
you can, like,
no,
I was
I'm
about 7 minutes behind. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, you take. Sometimes you just have to take it.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting seeing that, like, there's no long shot. I would have thought. Has Tails been like skipping big chests or anything in Shadow? Were there any big chests?
I don't remember seeing any.
Yeah, like I feel like they've just.
Oh, he got iron boots.
Right.
Here.
So yeah, he's definitely not been
did
skipping them. So maybe it's like in water or something, or light trials. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, he did get the not the dins, the hovers, and then leave, and there was a big chest next to it.
Oh, was there?
I'm pretty sure there were 2 in water trial. This is why I think spirit trial sucks, and you do it last.
That's fair.
Hot take. I don't know if it's a hot take or not. How do you root Ganons? What's your go-to around Ganons?
I'm sorry, this is really laggy.
Yeah. Just hearing the bongo hit noise.
I was just hearing
spinning,
the bongo
going,
hit noise constantly. And I was trying to think of what you were asking me. How do I root Ganons?
Yeah.
I mean, I do what everyone else does.
With and without strength 3.
Without strength 3, I do spirit first. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I do spirit trial first.
Okay. And with strength 3?
You do light trial. Obviously.
Yeah.
And then you go spirit. That's what I do.
Yeah, I definitely root differently to everyone in Ganon.
Like sometimes I'll just be feeling like doing magic 2 on bongo. Nice.
At least they weren't looking for magic.
Sometimes I'll do it differently with strength 3. I'll do light trial and then shadow, and then go that way around.
Yeah.
Because then like you end on spirit, which is by the bridge.
Yeah.
You go up.
Okay.
But like that's just like sometimes, I don't know.
Yeah,
like, not all the time.
I'm ready for people to just call me out on it. My Ganon's routing is like, if I have to do Ganon's, I'm like, okay, I'm like missing 1 item or whatever. I guess if I'm missing more than 1 item or something, I would not do what I do.
Oh, okay.
If I'm like just looking for 1 item, it's like, okay, well, do I have strength 3? Yeah, I'll go light trial. Do I not have strength 3? Well, I'll just skip past the light trial bit and do the next bit. And the order is light trial, water trial. Because you just walk in and the 2 chests are there, you can see them straight away.
Oh, okay.
Then shadow, which kind of sucks, but like sucks less than spirit.
Yeah.
And it's like you see one of them straight away.
Yeah,
the other one
that's
takes
fair.
a bit of time.
Yeah.
And you're next to it. You have to choose between forest and shadow. And it's like, well, I do shadow now, and then I go do forest and spirit, and but yeah, it's the wacky bit really is the like I go to do water first because it's like, well,
you just walk in, you see 2 chests.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I can understand that.
Although sometimes I might, if I go in without strength 3, I might do forest before I do water because I'm walking past it. Whereas if I have strength 3, I'm 100% going from light trial to water.
You just go across.
Yeah, you just walk across the bottom.
Water's on the bottom.
Water's on the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You just walk across the bottom. People aren't ready to hear my story.
I mean, it sounds a little weird, and what are you doing?
It's similar to, it's like a warped comparison to like, people go to GTG and they're like, how many items are you missing? 1. Oh, I'll go right side first because it's quicker.
Yeah.
It's more checks in a shorter time.
Yeah.
But it's a slower full clear.
Yeah.
It's that style, really.
That makes sense. I get it. Just different philosophies, you know?
Yeah.
But it's wrong, but it's fine.
You don't have to agree with me. You just have to listen and be like, yeah, okay.
So what the hell is playing a little safe here? Because these, like I was saying at the beginning, these knuckles can ruin your day. And
who would ever die to Iron Knuckles?
He does have 9 hearts, so he was able, but he didn't have full health.
See what I mean?
Like you said. So
you don't always end up on that full health to actually have that buffer.
Yeah.
So sometimes like 8 hearts is the same as 9. 7's the same as 8.
True. It's a little unfortunate that JB has to get some magic before he gets in there. You can, fun fact, play like a child song like Storms for the Gossip Stones, and there will be like a fat fairy that spawns, and it gives you full magic. So it's always a nice little tip to have in your back pocket. You're like, oh, I'm out of magic, or I'm low, and I can just get a refill off of this. Apparently, there's a fairy that you can spawn at the end of the wind room.
Yeah, do you know where I found you can spawn a fairy recently? You know,
in GTG?
No, Lake Hylia. You know the little platform where you where the sun comes down?
Yeah.
You play I played like Suns there, I think, and I got a fairy.
Like where the fire was coming down?
At like the pillars on that platform.
Oh. I had no idea.
Neither did I. Yeah, it's weird.
So we've got Ganondorf going down here. Looks like we should have
nice and clean.
The 1 cycle.
Yeah, so
I don't even know how many stabs it is. I just keep stabbing. 10?
10 jump slashes.
Yeah.
So there's like a really funny thing, I think, personally. I think it's funny with Ganondorf is like he has like a sort of a certain amount of lag in standing up. He's like way more forgiving in your first few jump slashes because he has like a longer startup time to recover from his hit. So you can like still get the 1 cycle if you like miss time in the first 3 or 4, I want to say, and it might be like after 5 jump slashes. He's like, okay, you need to time it right now.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of funny in that way, I guess. Like you can start off wonky and then still 1 cycle, or you can start off clean and then mess up later, and it's like, well, guess I gotta hope he throws his ball at me again.
And as we saw, Hells did a jump slash into the cutscene to be able to preserve that Master Sword damage.
So you can bonk his tail with a hammer.
So you bonk the tail with the hammer, but it's got the power of the Master Sword. So instead of having to hit him like 10 times with that,
you hit him 3.
You hit him 3 and
because
he's down.
it does like 4 damage each hit.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I just play the game. But yeah, I mean,
I just play the game, dude. I don't know.
I just show up.
Yeah.
You jump slash the head, get a free hit in there, and then
it's like another 4 or another 3.
We can count those 2.
4, right? It's like 5 jump slashes in total.
Oh yeah, I guess with the jump slash into the head, yeah. So it'd be 4, and this is 5. And he ends it with the jump slash. He goes down, and this is like the worst part. You're just like, please don't stand up.
Yeah.
Please don't stand up.
You're just like, what?
Yeah, he's like, whoa. The entire time climbing up Ganon's, you're just like, he's gonna be done any minute now.
Yeah.
But final slash coming in.
Get your GGs.
Maybe he won't miss. He did not miss. Let's go. GG's to what the hell's happened.
Both
Montreal Canadians winning again. That was a great race, though. No, I won't go there. I won't go there. Both these guys are great sports.
Yeah.
Okay, so going to the washroom. We'll probably be getting them up here for an interview.
I would expect so.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, they're both pretty chill. I think they'll be down for an interview.
I think so.
I'm gonna have to scooch over. I think. I'll scooch.
Yeah, we'll just move over.
Make some room.
You can see the lovely crowd behind us.
Dude, they're gonna sit down. They'll be like, "Why are these seats so warm?"
Yeah, right.
Like I've just sat on this one, and I'm like, "Whoa." This is like,
what's up? Yeah.
You want to get in?
Grab a mic.
Start it nice and early.
Yeah.
What's up?
So GG's.
Dude,
What are your thoughts after that?
I hate Forest Temple. I cannot stand Forest Temple.
Yeah.
That would hurt. That would hurt.
So the one thing that I thought was really funny was we all thought that it was a hook shot on the Colossus Arch. And I think you did too. Or did you know it was
No,
Kakiri's Arch?
I knew it was Kakiri's
Oh,
sword.
okay, okay.
I just was delaying it because I felt so bad for missing that hint, like in the Boulder of Destiny, because I barely missed it because of time of day. I was like, "Are you serious? I have to hike again."
Okay.
So I was just trying to see, can I get a hook shot somehow or a scale?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we saw the Kakiri sword get picked up, and we really thought it was
We
a
really
hook.
thought it was
and
a
they're
hook
like,
shot.
"Oh, it's a Kakiri sword," and then you start spinning on the
Yeah.
spot. It's like, "Oh, he's mad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, because then there was the hint for the hook shot on the lab. And I was like, wait, that's like long shot. So you could just get the one, and then you don't have to plant the bean for the lab. So like that's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then you picked up the Kokiri, so I'm like, what?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, GG's Jamie.
Yeah, just try to get pucks in deep, but unfortunately didn't get the bounces we wanted,
That's
We'll get them next time, It's a long regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just got outplayed. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Everything felt pretty straightforward. Yeah, just at the end of the day, just do Forest, lol.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tough one because it's like
Yeah.
you get to a certain point, you're just railroaded into doing Forest,
Yeah.
and it's like your last decision to make,
Yeah. I thought maybe it might have been a play to foresee that it would have been Epona's on Prelude and then go to GGG, but you can't even do that in this seed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's no winning.
But we knew it would be Epona's, right? Yeah. So I
Well, it
was
could have been
thinking-
the item, right?
It could have been.
Oh yeah,
could've
it
been-
could have been
Yeah, yeah.
Time.
Yeah, it
It
could
could have
been.
been, opponents could have been on an Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And you could have had the item,
Yeah.
but that could have still been like a long shot or like your letter or something. So
Yeah.
No, I was scared. I was scared of you rushing GTG.
Yeah.
And when Forest was empty and it's Epona's, I thought it definitely could have been a play to just go to GTG immediately. And I just thought, okay, I'm gonna stay in logic. I'm just gonna do Forest. I'm gonna take the
Yeah.
bullet, and then.
I mean, it's really hard to overlook, Forest with 8 checks, and it is Forest med, so it's just it could have been an item, so it's technically 9, and if it's Epona's, then it's 10, right, with HBA, so
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I was so confused after getting that letter and that dins. I was just, what is happening? Am I in go mode? Where do I go?
You've had no items for
Yeah.
half
40
an hour.
minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, where is this going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just get a letter and then Din's back to back, and it's like, oh, okay.
Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, Decker is thinking of a potential play to reverse and then play that FW and GTG, then go to the lake to get the hook shot. That was
drop
like
down after.
Yeah.
Decker's
Instead
big
of
brain.
back.
That would have routed really nicely. Yeah.
That would
That's
have
definitely some I'm on comms and have someone to talk to kind of routing there,
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's like a hear me out here. I'm just spitballing. You can do this, right? That sounds good, right?
Yeah.
And then you sit down and you're like,
It's like, no, I'm just gonna
walk. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to just get the item.
No, that felt really awful. I thought this was. I was like, there's no way I'm actually doing this. All of Hyrule Field 3 times.
Yeah.
There's no way, but we just had to do it. And,
Yeah.
Because also the hookshot didn't really do anything, because
No.
Force is not required.
yeah.
But when I got the mirror shield, I was like, yeah, now I can just go do Spirit if I go get that hookshot.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest difference really, I think, from the start was so Jamie, you went up river
Yep.
after
Get the
before
hammer.
Kakariko and got the hammer.
Yeah.
And I totally get pushing the hammer in that situation.
Right.
So you went into DC and then went up and tried to find something off
my main
it.
thinking was the Lost Woods, Pat the Baronade. I was like, okay, if I don't find a bomb bag for a while and there's just no choose, then going to Lost Woods
Yeah.
right away with hammer is probably the right thing to do.
Yeah,
And it did end up getting me the boomerang, right?
Yeah.
Pretty early on, but it's not hard to ignore that. With how many times you're going back and forth chat, I'm like, there's no way he's missing this way,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, unless he messes up rupee rooting that badly,
yeah.
which, like, well, I mean,
Come on,
it
it's what the
happens,
hell.
but
What do you think? What do you take him for?
I don't know, that bowling, I don't know what happened.
Oh, yeah.
that was interesting.
That was a trip.
I was just a casual player there,
Yeah.
like, trying to figure out this puzzle for the first time.
Yeah.
Just hoping that the big chicken got out of the way.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing wrong. I don't know, but yeah, something bad happened.
That was
Yeah.
so funny. We're like, man, this is. I don't know how many he's got left.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, going through Lost Woods when you did get the bomb bag. We did already know it was that because Hells had just got it. But if those chews weren't in, like, Child Market, that could have been pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have
And
been.
That's kind of what I was thinking. It was like the chews
Yeah.
basically guarantee you that bomb bag.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
well, it doesn't matter that I got hammer anyway.
But yeah, I definitely respect the play.
Yeah.
You know, it pays off. Like, a different seed, that pays off. You get, like, a nice lead. That's kind of what you need against this guy, so...
Rando's gonna rando
True.
sometimes like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was just happy to make it out of groups and get to this point. So, you know, it's an honor to get to play this race. It's a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, you know, we might have different jerseys on. We might be beefing, 7 p.m. on some Saturdays, but, when it comes down to it, we're just a couple of rando buds.
Hey.
Yeah. And that's what
what
this
we like
event
to
is all
hear.
about.
No, I'm happy we got to play. Like, we talked about it last year, like, oh, if we play, like, and we did, so.
All right.
Right on.
Good.
So we got you. You're playing next, aren't you?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
You and Corey
I'm looking
next.
forward to
Uh-huh.
that. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
I
Any
don't really
other?
give the jersey back
And I
yet,
saw that
sorry.
Mario ended up winning it over Martin, so he's playing EXO now.
Yes.
You know when that's happening?
Yeah. I don't know when it's happening.
Okay.
I could check.
Yeah, but I'm just curious about how the rest of the day is going to play
Oh,
because you're
sure.
playing Sponge now. That's going to be
Oh,
that's going to
shit,
be
yeah.
a crazy race.
We're doing that matchup
That's
again.
going to be
like,
a great race.
And there's Drew and
Drew
Ela.
versus Ela. Yeah,
I assume they're already playing?
I would assume they probably figured it out, considering Ela's probably got a schedule to maintain.
See if I can find it.
Right on.
All right. Yeah, I think
I
that's
got
everything.
nothing else
Yep.
to say.
Yeah. Thanks for commentating, guys. Thanks for having us on Restream.
go
It
Habs.
was good to
Go
have
Leafs.
you guys.
Austin Matthews is on pace to get 76 goals this year.
All right, I think that's it for us.